Please mute yourself. If there is some voice, please mute yourself.
Hello.
Sir.
Amit sir, Vishnu sir has joined, sir.
Okay. Just Dean sir.
I think Dr. Bishwajit Mishra has joined.
Yes,
sir.
Am I right, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Mishra, good morning. Nice. Very good morning.
Hello, Vishwajit
Please
sir.
unmute. Please unmute. Vishwajit sir, first you unmute yourself, sir.
I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it is okay.
Yes, now okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hello, Vishwajit sir. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak something.
Sir, welcome, sir.
That's great. That's great. What about the others? Dr. Amrish, what is the status of Akanksha ma'am and Dr. Sachin?
So I request to Dean sir to say some few words to welcome our guest, Dr. Vishwajit Mishra. So please, Dean sir, Dr. Pramod Kumar Sharma, please, sir.
No, that's agreed. But where are the other two guests are not there? They will be joining late.
Yes, sir. They are joining. Yes, sir. They will be joining me.
Just now or late?
Sir, just late, sir. Late, sir.
Late. So, Dr. Vishwajit Mishra, I welcome on behalf of Galgotia University. I am Professor Pramod Kumar Sharma, Dean Medical and Allied Sciences and the Pro Vice Chancellor. We welcome you to this course, sir. And the topic which you have chosen is very recent topic, and the drugs are there itself. Even for this virus also, we are trying for this. So that's a very relevant topic. Second thing is that all pharmacy alumni and all these senior people are there. They will be getting, I will also be benefit for this. Once again, thank you for sparing your valuable time, sir. We are very grateful at Galgotia University. Please give us guidelines how to go ahead in the research side. Thank you a lot. Dr. Amit.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Dr. Jyoti, please.
Yes, a very warm good afternoon to all of you. I, Jyoti Pandey, on behalf of Galgotia University, welcome our chief guest, Dr. Vishwajit Mishra. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome to our Dean, Dr. P.K. Sharma, Pro Vice Chancellor, SMS Galgotia University. I welcome to all the faculty members of Galgotia University, our colleagues and the students. I, Jyoti Pandey, would like to welcome you all on the second session of our e-webinar on the topic Introduction to Peptide Delivery and Mind Trends for Impact Publication. It is a high time that such an e-event took place to highlight the remarkable contribution regarding this industrial development and other scientific sessions. It may proceed for our session. A glance to the list of presentation planned for today's session includes first the speaker session by our chief guest Dr. Biswajit Mishra, and the second session is by our chief guest Dr. Akansha Tyagi, and the third session planned for Dr. Sachin. Today's first session started with our chief speaker Dr. Biswajit Mishra. He is a uh, scientist which deliver her speech on the topic designing of antimicrobial peptide against drug resistant bacteria. I am very pleased that you accepted our invitation and decided to join our international webinar. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our invitation and coming to join this session. Now, I requested to Dr. Viswajit Mishra kindly proceed with your today's e-webinar presentation. Please, sir, proceed.
First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Sharma and Dr. Jyoti and Dr. Niranjan to provide me this opportunity to speak something what we are doing here, and of course the coordination that followed on. So without wasting the time, let me just go straightly to the slides, and then we can talk on that. And after that, I will be happy to take some questions. So if everybody is ready, I can just go to the slides.
Yes, Dr. Mishra,
Amit,
please
sir.
start. Please
Sure, sir.
start.
Sure, sir. So can I get the permission to share the slides,
Yes,
sir?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir,
sir. Please.
it is also given, sir. You can just,
Well, I cannot share my screen because I do not have the permission right now.
sir, it is permitted here. Please try, sir.
Okay, it's like share screen.
Okay, sir.
So it's like it says like you cannot share the screen while the other participant is sharing. So if you can stop from that side, maybe I'll be having the rights to share.
Okay. Can you, sir, make a host, right?
Dr. Amit, make him a co-host so
Okay,
he can
okay.
share it very easily.
Okay, sir. Viswajit, sir, I'm going to make you a co-host, please.
Dr. Amit,
Sir.
Dr. Amit,
Sir.
in the meantime, Dr. Sachin Chaudhary has also joined. So I welcome Dr. Sachin Chaudhary,
Okay.
Professor P.K. Sharma, Dean Medical Allied Sciences and Vice Chancellor, Galgotia University. I welcome
Thank you so much.
Dean
Thank you so much, sir.
Raisani University, Dr. Rupesh Dudhe. I welcome Dr. Mukesh Gupta, sir, also. Right. So lot
Thank
many learned people are there. So whenever they are there, I request every one of my team member that please welcome them also. They are very senior people.
It's a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
So
much.
Dr. Sachin, without wasting the time, we'll be starting this. Right, sir?
Okay.
Start. And please unmute. Sorry, mute. Amit sir,
Yeah.
please mute everybody except Dr. Vishwajit.
Now, sir.
So muted.
Sir, are you able to, Viswajit, sir?
Yes.
Are you able to? Okay.
Is it fine now? Can we all see the slides?
Yes, yes. I can see your slides. Thank you.
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay. So yeah. So as the topic says, like
Yes, yes, sir.
all audible, right? I cannot hear. Hello. Hello.
Sir, it is visible.
Okay. Okay. Then let me start. So. So well, I work here in the University of Brown, in the Albert Medical School as an instructor of research, and the topic that we work here is on the designing and application of antimicrobial peptides against drug-resistant pathogens. So coming to this topic first, as Dr. Sharma spoke about the COVID-19 case, we really need to have an improved immune system in which these peptides are really an integral part. So having said that, I have not gone to the virus part, but we are here are much more interested towards the drug-resistant pathogens, mostly bacteria and fungi. So exactly what these antimicrobial peptides are. These are very small and diverse group of small amino acid chains that are secreted by the immune systems, and they are produced by very different kind of like cells, and of course from every other kingdoms. And these are mostly cationic and hydrophobic in nature, and they have, like for example, this is a slide showing like a GF17 peptide, which is a part of a LL37 molecule, which is a very important molecule for innate immunity in humans. So without this, we cannot have like our most of our innate immunity. So in this slide, I have this GF17 as a representative AMP, which share the character of cationic and hydrophobic amino acids on both the sides. And this helps to bind to the membrane. And what is the importance of this binding? That means if they are binding on the membrane, so the the devastation that they make on the bacterial surface is much more, and the bacteria cannot have kind of like develop some resistance. So that is why we have chosen these antimicrobial peptides for our studies. And the basic thing about the and how this is selective, because these peptides are much more going towards anionic bacterial membrane than the neutral, uh, mostly neutral cholesterol uh, embedded mammalian cells. So coming towards this total peptide kind of like stuff, we have seen a lot many of antibiotics that have been approved and used, and there are like it started with lysozyme, pyrexatrofamine, but later on they told like this is very long, and then but in 1940s, we have the penicillin and the gramicillin. The penicillin is a different kind of like beta-lactam antibiotics as we know, but gramicillin is the peptide thing. Until now, we have not developed any kind of like gramicillin resistance, and still it is being used. So, and later on, modified peptides like polymyxin B is kind of like the last drug, and then the colistin, niacin, these are some approved, and there are a few also have included. There are some non-approved peptide antibiotics. So what are the factors that makes the that affects the antimicrobial activity? So it is the size of the peptide, the sequence, that means the amino acid composition, the charge, of course it is related to amino acid composition, the conformation and the structure, the hydrophobicity content of the peptide, the amphibiticity of the peptide, and the motif arrangement. Motif are kind of like 2 or 3 amino acids which are regularly occurring in the peptide. So, so what are the strategies that we generally adopt for designing the peptides? So it is a like we can develop a direct screening for potential template. We can do a modulation of the parameter like charge of the peptide or hydrophobicity or motif or the position of the amino acids. These are all coming under a subheading of the amino acid composition. So in the other word, we can modulate the amino acid composition of the peptide to get activity. And we can also start from the in silico designing. We can also do a structure-based designing, or we can combine any of the 2 or 3 designing in single peptide designing strategies. So I will be going to one and one in each as an example to understand everything. Before understanding that, I would like to go a deep on the amino acid composition of these things. Uh, so as we see, uh, like we have a database called as antimicrobial peptide database, and we have analyzed all the amino acid compositions of AMP of different kind of like sources or different kind of like activities, like most of the parameters. And we could find out there are some specific amino acid, those are like enriched in a single kind of like peptides. For example, if we have like human antimicropeptides, we know it is much more rich in the lysine as a charge, or the glycine, the serine, and the cysteine because of the like the sulfur bond. And if we talk about amphibian peptides, these are composed of leucine, glycine, serine, and lysine. So the amino acid structure, like the amino acid composition of all different kind of like sources in which the peptides are there varies. And if we see about the like arginine composition in these things, we would see like there is a gradual increment, except the amphibia, because there are a lot many peptides in here. There is a gradual increment of the arginine content during the evolution to humans. And if we talk about the structural diversity, then we have like alpha, beta, non-alpha, beta. And every other structure is like composed of a particular kind of like amino acids. And the same thing here, like if they have a different kind of like activity, their amino acid composition varies. So that means if we are going to design any peptide for a different kind of like activity, then we have to consider it on their amino acid composition. Now, let's go to the position specificity. So
Enlarge
this
the,
is a kind.
sir, please enlarge the, sir, please enlarge the PPT. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are we now fine?
Okay, it's okay. Okay, no, okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah. So let's talk about the position specificity in this regard. So we have used like a position specificity kind of like criteria to design a more specific antimicrobial peptide. And I started that one from a lactoferrin fragment from the bovine lactoferrin, and it is composed of AP, RK, NV, RW, and very short peptide sequence. And what we did was like we selectively substitute the amino acid from one end to the N terminus, from C to N terminus, with a similar kind of like amino acid, and we took the positive substitution ahead and we deleted the negative substitution. For example, if I change the W to F here, I see the MIC drastically changes to twofold, which is like I don't need. So that means I would keep the original composition here, like W. So in the same segment, if there is a R, I would change it to K, because there are two only possibility for a charge amino acid. So we changed, and K was like fine with R because it changes. So by doing so, we got a peptide which is WFRKK. So a very specific peptide derived from this one with this strategy with MIC, very less MIC. So this is a one type of designing of peptide. Next, we go to a motif-based designing. So in a motif-based designing, that means there are particular kind of like frequently occurring amino acid, 3 or 4 amino acids in the nature. So in that respect, we got this peptide from, there is a peptide from the flesh fly uh, with R, L, K, K, L, 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 R. We shortened the sequences of L to reduce the motif, and then we use the RLK and LRW motif, which are very much occurring in sacropharyngea peregrina, and we made that peptide to be much more active, like SD8, to be much more active from the main template peptide. And the stability of this peptide was also improved because we put the dihydro amino acids on that time. This is a second kind of like style that can be used to design anti-micropeptides. Third is we do both the motif and amino acid composition based design. So in that respect, we took a temporin SHF. The reason behind taking temporin SHF was because temporin SHF is the shortest peptide, catalytic peptide load. So when we saw this first, like 25 micromolar against S audience, but and then when we reduced this F from one end, we see it lost its antimicrobial activity. So now we kept the motif, the FFF, which is different kind of like amino acid composition, but continued with the same motif, WWW motif. And we could see there was an increment in the MIC. So we kept the same KR, RK, and WWW motif to get a different spectrum of peptides which are like active against different kind of like bacteria. And this tetra F2WRK, which was very good, we found against S audience. Since the lab was much more interested towards MRSA, we proceeded with this for further studies. So, in another strategy of the same the same WWW motif, we also did motif and charge based design. So This WWW motif, when we did the structure of these peptides on a membrane of D8PG, we choose D8PG because it is more unique to a bacterial membrane. And when we did the NMR of this peptide, we see there's a pi kind of like structure of this WWW motif. And when we interact with the WWW motif with the charge, then we are reducing the activity. So we kept the motif same and selectively substituted R in the different areas to get a peptide which was very good against Staphylococcus aureus and minimum hydrophobicity like HL50 of 150. So this strategy shows we can have a motif and a charge-based designing thing we can play with that. Next, we also did a hydrophobicity or structure-based designing. For this template, we took the LL37 big molecule. In the LL37, when we did the NMR of the LL37 big molecule with the D8PG, we could find there is a shorter version of this LL37 that is only interacting with the membrane. So that means if the peptide is working on the membrane, we don't have to get the synthesize the whole LL37 to do the activity. So in that respect, we just did the part that was only binding to the membrane, and we could find out that this part, the shortest part from 17 to 32 of this LL37 was having a very good accuracy. So this was the template that we chose. And when we also do see the activity in KR12. So KR12 was found to be the shortest LL37 peptide that was structurally used. Now, if we see the structure of this, then we could really see that a hydrophobic amino acid at the R. This R is actually the region. This R is in the interface of the membrane and the peptide. So when we took that R out and put a hydrophobic amino acid A, we could see that the activity against E. coli improved substantially, like twofold, threefold, fourfold like that. So in that respect, it says that a particular peptide should have a particular composition of hydrophobic and uh, charge amino acids. So although there are not many charge here, we don't need an extra charge. So making it more hydrophobic increases the chances of this peptide to be more active towards equalizers. Now, we also did some structure-based design. Structure-based design means the GH17, we did the GH17 NMR, and we could find that when it is interacting with the membrane, we did not see there is a particular region which is not interacting with the membrane, and we named this as a hydrophobic defect. So to fill this hydrophobic defect near here, we used like different amino acids with a long chain like benzene. Some use naphthalene. We also did some biphenyl. So not many we have done, and we could find that the bi-PH2 biphenyl in both the edges here and here helps binding the peptide to the membrane of acid, and hence the MIC is also very low. So this is an example of a structure-based design. And also one more thing is making like use of this unnatural amino acid made into a selective and stable peptide. They were not degraded by any of the staphylococcal proteases. Now, so in a similar kind of like application, when we designed the 17 by PH2 and 7MFW, we could see that the hemolysis is going down, very down over here, and they are very much stable to the proteases. And when we tested these peptides on a catheter and tissue in the mice, we embedded the catheter inside the skin and then we applied Staphylococcus aureus and then the peptide, and we could see there is a vast difference in the tissue, like bacterial load on that. It could clear most of the 10^8 CFU of acid. And second thing is, these were also improved like the MCP1, IL-17, and TNF alpha production, which could also help to eradicate the bacteria. We also did some in silico design. In silico designing means it's an initial designing, and I designed it from the scratch. So from the database, I put a activity filter that was the peptide activity. If I need only step on this activity, then from the database I could find only 210 peptides that are only against step. Now, I also did the peptide length. So when I checked the peptide length, I could see that there was 13 amino acid that is needed. Like at least it should have 13 amino acid. So in my mind, like on the first thing, I thought like, okay, so I have to design the peptide with 13 amino acid because this is the most probable thing. Now I see what are the classes of amino acids that are like that can be there. So okay, I have to design a 13 amino acid with L, G, S, and K in my hand. And now, then what should be the charge? Then in the total 210, I could see the plus one charge is the maximum. So like the most frequently occurring, like more than like 50, 50, 60, 50, 50, 60 count. So I know that I have to design a 13 more peptide with LGSK and with plus charge, plus one charge. Now, I saw like what is the hydrophobicity content there. Then it was like found that the maximum hit was like 61%. So now I know I have to design a peptide with 13 mark with LGSK plus one charge with 61% hydrophobicity. And now, like, what is the structure then? So virtually I could see like it was like the alpha helix was the highest content. So okay, I need to design a peptide with an alpha helix containing a 61% of hydrophobicity, which can be organized from this L, containing one charge, which can go to this K, and then 13 mark. So it should contain 1K. It should contain big L. It should has an alpha helical structure. So I did motif, and I could find out that the particular peptide GLL was alpha helical with the distribution of the charge and the hydrophobic perfect, and then it was only active since I started the screening of the peptide for only S for S. I could see that my peptide DFT-AMP1 database filtering technology peptide DFT-AMP1 was only active against S for S. And whatever the changes that I have made the peptide worse in the sense that it was also active, the activity spectrum that goes everywhere. So the main intention of this work was to find out whether we can really design a peptide which is only selected to one pathogen. And from this DFT database, we could like technology, we could achieve. There is another like study going on that I am doing for input. So this was very interesting study that we performed. And because if you play with the amino acid composition, really like the activity spectrum goes here and there. Now, the similar kind of peptide we played the DFT-AMP1. Then, so the problem with DFT-AMP1 was, although it was very specific to Staphylococcus aureus, like it was very much like hemolytic. But in the same set of the peptide, when we change the motif here, K and here, like the motif here to here or here to here or anywhere, like we design a different set of like lysine residue peptide, we could see that the in vivo efficacy is also there. And second, the hemolysis is already gone. So when we did the like 565 with 4K substitution, in particular G and the LL case, then we could see that there is a also like spectrum of like amino acid on the like the hydrophobic on the membrane and equal distribution of the charge on the non-membrane side, and it is sitting perfectly on the membrane with in vivo efficacy. So this was the first ever report that we could report for a peptide, alpha helical peptide in vivo efficacy against a systemic model. Although there were not many studies done on the surface of the mice, but nobody like demonstrated on the systemic model. So we could find out that the charge in the 4 recipe really matters. And there was lexicobacterium distinctly. So the green layer here is the peptide which are successful with the in vivo systemic efficacy. And a subtle change in this peptide sequences make them worse and then they doesn't work because it changes the charge to the hydrophobicity. So what was the mechanism of action?
बोलते नहीं यार वैसे भी कुछ नहीं सुनना यार.
Yes, please.
हाँ ठीक है.
Who is there? Please mute yourself. Sir, please. Yes, sir. Please continue, sir.
Yeah. So, so what was the basic mechanism? So what we did was like we did a high through output screening of mutants of Staphylococcus aureus. So in our lab, we also had a transposon insertion library that was composed of some like 2,000 genes of Staph aureus mutants, non-essential genes. And when we screened the whole library with this LL37 resistant mutant, like LL37, it's our micromolar concentration, we could find 24 like mutants that were playing a role. And we could find the most important one was the NPRF. This is a gene like that is responsible for putting positive charge on the membrane such that the positive peptide doesn't bind to the membrane. So this was the mutant library screening, and we could find that there are 24 genes, but this NPRF was known to be the main gene responsible for this antimicrobial resistance. Uh, and so extending to the work of AMP, we also worked on surface immobilization of AMPs on bioavailabilities. Uh, that case, like we have like immobilized, covalently immobilized peptide on silicon surface. On silicon surface, we did this chemical reaction of this oxide with amine, and then included some NHS peg mal and this melamine group, and we coupled this to a cis ratio 3 peptide with this uh, cysteine chemistry, cysteine to this melamine chemistry, which is kind of a very strong bond. And we could find that on surface, this peptide was very active. Uh, then we also did immobilization of peptide, the LL37 fragments on titanium surface with a different chemistry, APDAS chemistry, and we could see again that these surfaces have excellent potential to eradicate all the escape pathogens. Like escape means the Ephesium, SOLES, Escherichia Salmonella aeruginosa, Plasmodium, and E. coli, Ethiopia. So basically, this escape are the collection of the pathogens that targets the human in kind of like more than 90% cases. We also did immobilization on the polythene PET peripheral surface, PET surfaces, and it was like a different, like a linker-based chemistry, and we could also see the surfaces has a reduced biothermal growth, and it can kill the staph aureus. We also did some on the silicon surface, but with a DOE, the design of experiment strategy, and we could find that during the chemical reaction, the final concentration of the peptide is making us much more impact. That means if the highest concentration of the peptide is there in the reaction, then more of the peptide will be immobilized, and it has the more killing potential. For example, here it is like if the surface concentration of the peptide increases, more is the surface, like more is the killing capability. And we also did in the silicon PDMS surface. We did this reciprocity 3 in the final because in the past two studies we had like find out the chemistry which was good. So we took this silicon folic catheter, we did the plasma chemistry, and we put epoxide on that. And finally, we attached this reciprocity 3. And we tested their efficacy against urinary tract pathogens, and we could find they can kill most of the E. coli and Ephesium, and also decrease the bioavailability load. So these are few of my first author papers that came from this works, and I will be now like ready for taking any questions if you have. Thank you.
Yes, please, you can ask directly. We have a time, and you can also write your question in your chat box. Yes, questions, please.
Can I have a question to Dr.
Yeah, sure.
Vishwajit?
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Vishwajit, I really appreciate your efforts that you have mm, discussed with us today this very informative talk about how to design AMPs, antimicrobial peptides. The question that comes to my mind right now is, have you tried solution-based technique and solid-based techniques for the synthesis of peptide derivatives like linear peptides, or you can say any cyclic peptide derivatives? Have you tried solution phase and solid phase technique for that?
Yes, yes. So during the PhD, we all did like solution and solid phase, both peptide synthesis.
Okay. But as far as I know, if you are designing the peptides using solution phase technique, the problem that a researcher encounters is they undergo racemization.
Yeah.
And it is very difficult for a person to separate the racemic mixture. And
Yes.
in that case, you don't know which derivative is potent, or maybe the other derivative is toxic or impotent. So have you undergone this kind
Yes.
of problem during your research?
Yes.
If yes, how did you solve the problem?
Yes. So yes. So you are correct that the problem of decimalization occurs in the solution phase. So the solution phase that we use is just to only modify the amino acid, and we incorporate those amino acids in our solid phase thing. So, like for example, the dehydroamino acid we make, but most of the peptide that we make is from the solid phase. And in the solid phase, we use the HBTU, which like the residue addition is kind of like nil.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Vishwajit. Again, thank you so much for your talk.
Thank you, sir. Yes, any more question, please? Yes, our students is here. If you have some questions in your mind, please you can ask to our sir.
Sir, one question is there. Uh, uh, Dr. Viswajit sir, some person is asking, that is Dr. Rajesh Yadav, which surface would more antimicrobial among silicon and titanium surface?
Uh,
Uh, yeah, so the question is like which surface is more antimicrobial means it all depends on the chemistry that we are doing. It all depends on the power of the AMP that we are doing. So
Yes.
yeah, so it all a situational thing. If a peptide is very active, it will be active in most of the cases.
Okay. I think Dr. Rakesh, you are satisfied with the answer. Any more questions, students? If you want to ask any question, please put on the chat box. Any faculty member? Sir, one more question from our research scholar Dharmendra Kumar. There is any relation between antimicrobial and anti-cancer?
Yes, so the relation is like, of course, I will go with the amino acid composition. The anti-cancer peptide has a different kind of like composition than the anti-microbial peptide, but they share some common traits like charge and hydrophobicity. But the hydrophobicity in cancer case is much more restricted than the bacterial case.
Dharmendra, I think you are satisfied with your answer, sir's answer. Uh, one more question is there, sir. Why we are only using the titanium, silicon, or PET surface for characterization or feasibility study of immobilization?
Well, titanium is one of the very important material that is being used in human implants. So that is why we target most of the material that is being used for humans.
Okay, so one more question I want to ask. What is the difference between the only enzyme immobilization or biomedical surface immobilization?
So immobilization is like putting of the peptide covalently on the membrane. If it is an enzyme mediated, you can do an enzyme mediated immobilization, but mostly we do chemical basis because it is cost effective.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It's a very wonderful expressive answer given by you at the end of session. Uh, anyone want to ask any question? This is the ending of the session. If anyone asks, we are waiting for 1 minute only. After onwards, we are going for the vote of thanks. Hmm. Uh, so students commenting for your expressive answers. It's very wonderful. Thanks, wonderful presentation. Welcome by TCP Singh sir. So it's a very excellent or informative, expressive presentation presented by you. So Amit Singh sir, can we go for the vote of thanks?
Yes, yes, you can say give the special thank to sir to join us to to giving their time here. So you can please.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, sir. So now it's the time for the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank our Vice Chancellor, sir, who gave us such a wonderful platform, such a media platform for organizing this e-webinar. After onwards, I would like to thank our Dean, sir, Dr. P.K. Sharma, and Pro-Vice Chancellor of SMS Galgotia University for giving me an opportunity to speak on this auspicious occasion. It is a matter of honor for me. Thank you, sir. On behalf of entire Galgotia University, I would like to thank Honorable Chief Guest because this international webinar cannot be completed without your presence and inspiring words. Thank you, sir. It's thank for my bottom of heart. I also express my heartful thanks to Dr. Niranjan Kaushik, who is the co-convener of e-webinar, Dr. Amit Singh sir, and Dr. Amrish sir for all such wonderful coordinations. I also thank to all the faculty members of Galgotia University, all the students for your support and attending this webinar patiently. I also thankful to the organizing committee or web team, digital partners of Galgotia University, because without their help and their efforts, this webinar cannot be completed. These people are the person which leads directly and indirectly to make this event wonderful in all aspects. At the last, I would also like to say or share some contribution of our chief guest, Dr. Biswajit Mishra. He is such a scientific person. He motivated, adapted, and forwarded thinking biomedical scientist. He is having a 8 year of experience in only in the preclinical drug development session, coagulation, chemistry sections, and most area which he adapted, that is the peptidal or immobilization chemistry. So thankful to sir to give us here such a wonderful expression by this organized e-webinar. Thanks to all. Thank you so much for your cooperation and giving your time uh, in such a peaceful time for a short period of notice, which I organized by Galgotia University. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Thank you very
So
much. Thank you very much, Sarma sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Niranjan, for like giving me this opportunity to present something. And I would say like if I can be of any help, any kind of like any of discussion matter, I will be like very much uh, welcome to the PCA talk. So, so
yes,
my email is biswajit.dna@gmail.com, and please email me if we have like any questions raised or anything to discuss. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Visji sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Visvi sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now our next ma'am, Mrs. Akansha Tyagi, she will give her topic, train our minds. So I heartily welcome to Mrs. Akansha Tyagi.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now I would like to say Dr. Sikha Yadav, please continue.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Dean sir, faculties, students, and all participants. Thanks for joining this session. I would like to welcome Mrs. Akansha Tyagi ma'am for joining us. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Honored for such a warm welcome, Shikha. Thank you so much.
She is the founder of EduMind Solution and
Shikha ma'am, please speak loudly. I think there's a less voice we are getting.
She is the founder of EduMind Solution and Womanpreneur Click. She is a soft skill trainer, motivational speaker, life designer, blogger, poet, writer, career mentor, and IELTS trainer. She has conducted many training programs and motivational sessions during her tenure. She has imparted training to corporates and also conducted workshop on entrepreneurship development. She has been invited as a panel speaker in media channel for her work entrepreneurship development. She has been awarded with BTEC Edexcel UK. She has been rewarded with Nari Sakti Samman. Her poetries were honored at 5th Global Fest 2019 at ICMEI Noida in the book Kahin and Kahin, which is available at Amazon too. And any other book, Ek Muthi Tabir, an anthology launched at Kiran Nada Museum of Art by Kalamanthan. She has been awarded by Pinkasi Foundation as Woman of Worth and Kalki Gaurav Samman by Kalki News. She has been honored by Youth Development Board of India in the field of education and social work. And today she will be taking session on Train Your Mind. Dear participant, if you have drop your questions and queries in message box. Now I am handing over this lead to her. Akansha ma'am, you can proceed with your training. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shikha. Thank you for such a warm welcome by Galgotia University. And I heartily welcome each and every participant over here for an energetic and an interactive session, of course, because I do believe in experiential learning. So I can see there are approximately 101 participants over here. And I could see a lot of pictures on my screen, which is a good number, I would say. So I would request each and every one of you to engage in the session, because this is going to be an experiential learning for you all. So when I say train your mind, I would like to know, just type one word, each and every participant. So we have 102 participants. I need 102 comments right now. So what do you understand by mind? Answers right now. I need the answers. Without that, session will not go ahead. So everyone, what do you think? What is mind? Energetic. Mind is energetic. Okay, I can take it. Next. Need more answers. Come on, students. Come on.
Come on, participate. Drop your
very integral part of the body.
Yes, that's an amazing answer by Deepti Saxena. Amazing. Yes, it keeps on flickering every time. Mine is the king. Wow. This is by Mohan Verma. Thank you. Mind is very informative. Bang on, Chitra Gupta. More. Need more answers. You guys are amazing. Mind is the organ that controls our body. Organ? Okay. We'll check on it if it's an organ or not by Dr. Sachin Chaudhary. Deeksha says imagination and thinking. Wow, Deeksha, you're amazing. Karina says cognitive system. Wow. Faster than light. Mind is faster than light. Wow. Great. Utsav says a very integral body part which have the ability to do things beyond the limits. So Utkarsh has a very important line in his comment, beyond the limits. Remember this line. We'll move ahead with this line later, beyond the limit. More, come on. Need more answers. All right. Keshav, what do you think? Gurdayal, what do you think? Come on, wake up. All right, so till the time the answers are rolling over here in the chat box, I'll start with mind. What do you understand by mind? My father was in army and he took voluntary retirement in 2009. So till then, har 2 saal mein, har 3 saal mein, we used to shift to different places. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Shikha. So we used to move to different places. 2 साल 3 साल में जितना टाइम आपको एडजस्ट होने में लगता था तभी you had to transfer. उस दौरान हम लोग रेलवे स्टेशन पे जरूर जाते थे क्योंकि ट्रांसफर होता था. We had to go to a railway station और एयरपोर्ट. तो रेलवे स्टेशन पे एक लाल कपड़े पहनकर एक आदमी घुमा करता था. उसके वेस्ट पर एक टाइट से कपड़ा बंधा रहता था और सर पर बहुत बोझ होता था और वो कोशिश करता था उस दौरान वो जितना बोझ सर पे उठा सके. एक अटैची ले ली, एक बैग ले लिया और जितना सामान, क्योंकि वो चाहता था कि उस एक ट्रिप में फ्रॉम द रेलवे स्टेशन टू द पार्किंग साइड वो जितना सामान कैरी कर सके, जितना लगेज कैरी कर सके, जितना बैगेज कैरी कर सके, ही विल अर्न दैट मच. वो उतना ही ज्यादा कमाएगा. यू अग्री विद मी? दैट्स व्हाई ही डज दिस थिंग. वो ज्यादा सामान उठाने के लिए इसलिए कोशिश करता है कि उसे ज्यादा पैसा मिले. यू अग्री विद मी? यस, राइट? यस. Dharmendra says yes. Thank you, Dharmendra. Yes, yes, he does this. But I want to ask you all, आप लोगों ने इतना बैगेज, इतना लोड क्यों उठाया हुआ है? कौन पे कर रहा है? मयंक, कोई पे कर रहा है आपको? किशोर, गौरव, कोई पे कर रहा है? जो आप लोगों ने अपने माइंड में इतना बोझा उठाया हुआ है, इतना लोड उठाया हुआ है, कोई पे कर रहा है आपको? No, ma'am. Poor Dharmendra says, no, ma'am, no one is paying us and we are carrying a lot of baggage. All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the answers. Lovely. So guys, एक इमोशनल बैगेज, हम इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस शब्द का जब इस्तेमाल करते हैं, हम इमोशनल बैगेज का भी शब्द इस्तेमाल करते हैं बहुत ज्यादा. इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा हार्ट अटैक, हमारे पास 2 जेंडर्स है, मेल फीमेल. इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा हार्ट अटैक्स के केसेस किस जेंडर में सबसे ज्यादा सुनाई देते हैं?
मेल.
ये किसने बोला?
यस.
थैंक यू फॉर द आंसर्स. राइट, मेल्स में. रीजन क्या लगता है? मेल्स में क्यों आते हैं, औरतों में क्यों नहीं आते? अब तो औरतों में भी आने शुरू हो गए हैं, केसेस बढ़ रहा है रेशियो, बट मेल में क्यों आता है?
She don't take a tension, she gives a tension.
Okay, so Sanjay Gupta says because of women. All right, we'll take it later on. Khair, don't be biased on the answers. Right. जब एक बच्चा, एक लड़का छोटा होता है, ध्यान से सुनिएगा इस बात को, बहुत ध्यान से. Now we are going towards mind. जब एक बच्चा बहुत छोटा होता है, उसे कुछ चीज हर्ट होती है, कुछ चीज चाहिए होती है, वो क्या करता है? वो रोता है, अपने पेरेंट्स के सामने रोता है. अग्री? वो अपने पेरेंट्स के सामने रोता है. अब जब वो लड़का रो रहा होता है, वो 7 साल का बच्चा जब रो रहा होता है, उसकी मॉम, उसके डैड उसको क्या बोल के चुप कराते हैं? ओए, लड़की है क्या, चुप हो जा. And he thinks लड़की होना is like a sin. How can I be a girl? And all the tears he takes in. सारे के सारे आंसू जो भी बाहर आ रहे होते हैं, वो सब अंदर. उसको गिल्ट फील होता है. No, I cannot be a girl. I'm a boy. I cannot be a girl. And he just, all the tears vanishes right in a moment. Agree? Nidish says because they can't express his their feelings, and he kept his feeling inside. Absolutely. And उस 7 साल के बच्चे ने जब वो 50 साल का, 60 साल का भी हो गया, तब तक he thinks I am a man, I cannot cry. I am a man, I cannot vent out my feelings because I am a man. अब वो feelings कहाँ जा रही हैं? वो फीलिंग्स कहाँ जा रही हैं? उन फीलिंग्स के लिए कोई पेमेंट नहीं हो रही है कूली की तरह, वो फीलिंग्स सब इकट्ठी होती जा रही है, होती जा रही है, होती जा रही है, और फिर वो किस फॉर्म में निकलती हैं? हार्ट अटैक, डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, मेंटल इलनेस. Because of this emotional baggage, everyone is suffering, everyone. Why I am taking this point of emotional baggage? Because इसी की वजह से आपकी प्रोफेशनल, आपका career, everything is affected. Everything is affected. So let me start a slide with you all before I go ahead in this. एक चीज और शेयर करूंगी, छोटा सा किस्सा. Again, I use more examples from my life so that you can relate to it. So I was in 11th standard and my father had to be operated. So since we were in army, so we went to military hospital over there, and एक ओपन हार्ट सर्जरी सेंटर के बाहर बड़ी सुंदर लाइनें लिखी हुई थी. 11वीं क्लास में मुझे समझ नहीं आई थी वो लाइन, but I understood them later on. If you are getting my point, just keep on writing yes over here. That would help me to understand your point of views, and we'll go ahead according to the comments in the section. Thank you Kishore, thank you so much. So उस ओपन हार्ट सर्जरी सेंटर के सामने लिखा हुआ था, अगर दिल खोल लिया होता यारों के साथ, अगर दिल खोल लिया होता यारों के साथ, तो आज नहीं खोलना पड़ता औजारों के साथ.
Wow, it's nice line.
Thank you. पर ये लाइनें मेरी नहीं है, अफसोस. But those lines I was not able to understand that time when I was in 11th standard. But now when I experienced my share of challenges, my share of struggle, my share of trial and errors, I understood this point. You cannot afford to store these emotional baggage in your mind or heart. You cannot afford. So we'll be talking about mind. I'll just start the slide with you all. Just give me a moment. Till then, you can mention your point of view regarding mind. That would be great for me. I'm just starting it. So unleash the powerhouse. What do you understand this by this powerhouse? You can unmute yourself and you can answer. What is powerhouse?
Powerhouse, I think, is brain.
Is brain. Okay. And uske niche ki tagline hai reprogram your mind. So how mind and brain is different?
I don't think so.
Mind and brain is not different.
I don't think so. Personally, this is my personal opinion.
Wonderful. Fair enough. So let's understand mind now. So we'll try, and probably it would be a first step for all of us to reprogram our mind, to train the mind, because there are certain beliefs, values, and inhibitions that we all are following since our childhood. और वो चीजें दिमाग में से निकलने का नाम नहीं लेती हैं. बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं, कई बार वो इधर ही बस रहती हैं और हम किसी के साथ शेयर भी नहीं कर पाते. हमारे बिलीव्स हो, हमारे आइडियाज हो, हमारी थॉट प्रोसेस हो, हम किस तरीके से सोचते हैं, क्या किस तरीके से हमारा दिमाग काम करता है, वो सब चीजें. Because if you want success in your life, I am sharing this because I have experienced these things, and this is what helped me to grow as an individual and a successful entrepreneur. That's why I'm sharing this ideology of this is actually, I'm an NLP practitioner as well, that is neuro-linguistic programming, and it is a powerful tool to understand your mind and reprogram your mind. So this is a part of it which will help you enhance your the growth of your mind, and you will be able to attain your long-term or short-term goals easily. So mind can be divided into three parts: conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. Superconscious को भी हम हटा देते हैं. Superconscious की बहुत बाद में आती है. सबसे पहले हम conscious और subconscious की बात करते हैं. डोंट वरी, मैं कोई स्पिरिचुअलिटी में नहीं लेके जाने वाली हूँ, सब कुछ बहुत लॉजिकल है, सब कुछ आपको बहुत इजीली समझ में आएगा विद एग्जांपल्स एंड विद लॉजिक्स। तो कॉन्शियस में आप देख पा रहे हैं, कॉन्शियस में लिखा हुआ है लॉजिकल एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव। आप कितने लोग मुझे देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर? You can unmute yourself because I won't be able to see the comment section, so you can just say yes. कितने लोग मुझे देख पा रहे हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
Superb, superb. Can you are you able to hear me? Say yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Super, wonderful, amazing. So you can see me, you can listen to me. So your eyes, your ears can hear me right now. So that is very logical for you. That is very objective for you as you are able to hear me. Now let's do an experiment. All of you are ready for the experiment?
Yes, ma'am.
Louder, louder.
Ma'am.
अरे यार ठीक है, लंच नहीं किया, मैंने भी नहीं किया, पर थोड़ा सा जोर से।
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So close your eyes, everyone, and no cheating. कि मैम तो देख ही नहीं सकती तो करे नहीं करे. Close your eyes. And कोई भी आंख बंद करने के बाद अपनी मॉम के बारे में नहीं सोचेगा, अपनी माँ के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोचेगा, अपनी मम्मी के बारे में बिल्कुल भी नहीं सोचेगा कोई भी, और स्माइल के बारे में तो बिल्कुल नहीं सोचेगा, अपनी मॉम की स्माइल के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोचेगा. गौरव, अपनी मॉम के बारे में नहीं सोचना है, सॉरी आप सोचने लग रहे हो. डन? ऑलराइट. अब मुझे उन लोगों का आंसर चाहिए जिन्होंने मेरी बात को नहीं माना, जिन्होंने अपनी मॉम को देखा.
Yes, ma'am.
देखा, क्या कर रही थी मॉम? आंख बंद करने के बाद क्या कर रही थी मॉम?
हंस रही थी मैम.
हंस रही थी. अच्छा, बहुत हंसमुख है आपकी मॉम. ओके, और आंसर्स चाहिए? More answers. I need more answers. Come on, come on. Sorry.
Please speak loudly. Dear student, please speak loudly.
Arey, you all are going to be famous personalities of our country. Come on, you have to speak loud.
अरे कटरे का आवाज आवा था.
All right. तो अभी तक मेरे पास जितने आंसर आए, मेरे मना करने के बाद भी आपने अपनी मॉम की इमेज देखी, जबकि सामने मैं हूं, सामने मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूं, मैं आपको दिख रही हूं. बट क्या वो ऐसी चीज है जिस वजह से आप अपनी मॉम को देख पाए? वो सामने नहीं है आपके. आई एम अज्यूमिंग वो सामने नहीं है आपके.
Imagination.
Imagination. What is imagination? You cannot imagine your mom. You have seen her in reality, right?
Like we are emotionally connected to the person. That's why you are saying you don't think about your mom, but we just, as a picture, we imagine our mom.
Okay. सेकेंड स्टैंडर्ड में आपकी एक टीचर हुआ करती थी जो साड़ी पहना करती थी, उनके बारे में बिल्कुल मत सोचिएगा.
मुझे वही याद आ रही है.
वही याद आ रही है. तो ये इमेजिनेशन तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. इमेजिनेशन मतलब यू ट्राई टू फैब्रिकेट समथिंग, यू ट्राई टू इमेजिन फ्रॉम सम पॉइंट, राइट? तो इमेजिन शी इज रियलिटी, योर मॉम इज योर रियलिटी, योर सेकंड ग्रेड टीचर इज योर रियलिटी, बिकॉज यू हैव met them face to face, you have been with them face to face, you have interacted with them face to face, right?
Yes.
Superb. So that is your subconscious mind. Getting my point? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Superb, great. Subconscious उसके बाद में आता है. So first you need to understand your conscious, then subconscious and superconscious. Superconscious is way beyond that. Once you reach that level, तो फिर कोई लिमिट ही नहीं है. Beyond limit हो जाता है फिर माइंड. कितने लोगों को स्विमिंग करनी आती है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
अच्छा, कितने लोगों को नहीं आती है? Say no.
मुझे नहीं आती है. No. No, ma'am.
Can I ask your name? जिसको नहीं आती है.
Amrita.
Bintu Sharma, ma'am.
Amrita and Pintu. मैं बताती हूँ कैसे स्विमिंग करनी है. रेडी हो? रेडी हो?
यस मैम.
Yes, ma'am.
अमृता, पिंटू, सबसे पहले आपको स्विमिंग पूल में जंप कर देना है. हाथ पैरों को जोर से मारना है, पैरों को जोर से मारना है और आप सीख जाओगे. शाम को ट्राई करोगे? अरे हाँ
अभी बंद है मैम.
शाम को ट्राई करोगे?
Ma'am, lockdown है. Not
अभी बंद है मैम.
एटलीस्ट अगर लॉकडाउन खोल दिया जाए, विल यू ट्राई? मैंने जो टिप बताई है उससे ट्राई करोगे?
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम. यस मैम.
करेंगे, मतलब चैलेंजिंग है यहाँ पे. लोग चैलेंज लेने के लिए तैयार, चाहे डूब जाए पर तैयार जरूर करेंगे, कोशिश जरूर करेंगे. ऑलराइट, मैंने आपको पूरी टिप बता दी कि इस तरीके से आपको स्विमिंग करनी है, इस तरीके से आपको ये काम करना है. पर आप क्या वो चीज एग्जैक्टली कर पाओगे? क्या यू विल बी एबल टू स्विम इन द मिडल ऑफ रिवर गंगा सिर्फ
No.
इस टिप से, टेक्निक से?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
कॉन्शियस माइंड ने, आपके कॉन्शियस माइंड ने ये इंफॉर्मेशन ले लिया, ये लॉजिकल डेटा ले लिया कि आपको स्विमिंग.
Depends upon the opportunity, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Depends upon the opportunity.
I really didn't understand in what context you are talking about the opportunity.
Like if we get the chance to be there, if you're able to afford a club membership for a swimming
all right.
That way, and you have the luxury, then you definitely you can do it. It's all about the opportunity.
Well, challenges also bring opportunities. We can later talk about this, but right now I'm talking about something else. You went out of the topic a bit. We'll talk about this later. So I was talking about, I'll just share the tips and points on how you can swim. And just by those points or tips, if you are a non-swimmer, you won't be able to swim. That's what I was saying. So your conscious mind took that data, took that information that you need to spread your hands in the swimming pool and you will be able to swim. But that doesn't make any sense because you need practice. Your subconscious mind is not ready for that. Your subconscious mind is not ready for that. Conscious mind is ready, but the subconscious mind isn't. We'll move to the next slide and it will help you understand this topic in a more refined way. What do you see in the picture? Akifa, what do you see in the picture?
The subconscious is powerful, but the control is the conscious mind.
So there is a bus, and in the bus, there's a driver smiling. So the subconscious is powerful, but the control is with the conscious mind. The control is with the driver, but the power is in the bus. Get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Who's that? The no one. All right. So I'm saying, since mind can be divided into three parts: conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. We're just talking about conscious and subconscious. Now, the driver is driving a car. The driver is driving a car. जहां पर वो ड्राइवर आपको लेकर जाएगा, वो गाड़ी वहीं पे जाएगी. लेकिन ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग कौन है, बस की ड्राइवर?
Driver, because he has the control.
All right, so let's try and understand it once again. Just okay, एक और चीज यहाँ पे मैं बोलूंगी. आपने एक ग्लास देखा है कभी? ग्लास में the glass is completely full of water. The glass is completely full of water, and when you try to pour in more water to it, what happens?
The water flows down.
Absolutely wonderful, Akifa, wonderful. But अगर मैं उस ग्लास को खाली करती हूँ, if the glass is filled half with the water, and when you try to pour in more water into it, what happens?
Please repeat.
The glass is filled half with water. The glass is half filled with water.
Okay, the glass is half filled?
Yes, and you try to pour in more water, what happens?
Then what happens is that the glass gets filled till those spaces that was half empty.
Amazing,
that
amazing.
Occupied.
Right. Similar is our mind. Please try and understand. इतना सारा information पहले से होता है. We carry million gigabytes of information in our mind. Millions. I'm not exaggerating the number. That's completely true. Probably you can try and Google also if you want. So million gigabytes of information is there in our mind, and the mind is completely full of information. So we need to understand at that time when we are in a session, or at that time we are into something, we ought to be there. We need not to think about anything else, because if the mind is completely full, you won't be able to learn new things. So for few things to learn, you have to unlearn few things. To learn, at times you need to unlearn. So when
Okay,
I'm
we have
saying
to forget, unload our mind.
unlearn, no, I don't say forget, I said unlearn. Unlearn. There's difference between forget and unlearn. Forget means you completely forget. And by the way, there is nothing that you can forget. I'll be catching on that point later on. So the driver has the control, but the power is there in the bus. What I was saying. Now let's understand how the mind communicates. How the mind communicates. So there are three things that we need to consider. There is one is deletion, the second one is distortion, and the other one is generalization. So what do you understand by deletion? Ganesh, Kahar, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you understand by deletion?
Listen.
Hanji, deletion. Delete. Deletion मतलब delete से deletion बना है, जिसका मतलब है
removal.
remove करना. Very good Ganesh. So deletion, कोई भी external event जिसको हम face करते हैं या फिर कोई भी information जो हम ले रहे हैं, there are few meta programs that mind works on. So on the basis of values, on the basis of our beliefs, on the basis of language, memory, decision, time coding, we take those external events and we just try to get that information that we want to, और बाकी का information हम delete कर देते हैं क्योंकि हमें सुननी नहीं है, we are not interested. उसका example भी आगे आएगा. And जो mind है वो हमेशा picture image में देखता है, एकदम panoramic image देखता है. कुछ कोई dull images है, कोई sad images है आपकी memory में, तो वो black and white में आती है ज्यादातर. And if there are very good and very happy moments that you spent, they are always colorful. When you imagine in your mind, you always see them colorful. And the dull and the sad moments are always there in black and white. And also it depends on the state of mind. At what state of mind you are in when you are getting that information. Your psychology also build your physiology. Psychology and physiology. Psychology is the mind pattern. Physiology is the body pattern. कभी आपने देखा होगा whenever you are upset, you go to your phone or your music system and you try to tune in exciting numbers and your mood gets uplift at times. If you agree with me. कई बार ऐसा होता है when you're not good, you're not feeling good, you just tune in some good music numbers and
yes, music helps to relax us.
Superb.
It uplifts our mood.
Absolutely, Akifat. Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Your psychology is somewhat dependent on your physiology, and physiology is dependent on your psychology. Both go hand in hand. If you are not feeling good over here, you are not well. इसके बारे में भी हम आगे बात करेंगे. So you understand, I have already talked about deletion. So you take that information on the basis of the filters. Filters are values, beliefs, languages, memories, decisions, and time, and also the state of mind at that time. Second is distortion. When you think of a communication model in general that we talk about, communication can be divided into three parts: verbal, agree?
Yes.
Non-verbal,
yes,
and the third one is You must have gone through your communication model in your business communication, or probably the communication sessions in your college. Third one is guesses. Guesses can be wrong. That's completely fine. At least try. Verbal, non-verbal, and the third one is
telepathy.
telepathy. इतना आगे आप subconscious पहुंच गए. All right. What's your name?
Amrita Singh.
Ah, Amrita, you're so active. Wow. So the third one is paraverbal. Third one is Amrita?
Paraverbal.
Paraverbal. Super. Now let's understand. Verbal is I'm talking to you, to word, you are able to understand my points, right?
Yes.
Verbal is this.
Body language.
कहाँ बिठा दिया 3 घंटे का सेशन, बस अब तो बंद करो, पक गए, बोल नहीं रहे हो पर एक्सप्रेशंस पे आ रहा है, right?
Body language. Yes.
हाँ, that is your non-verbal expressions. The way you move your hands, the way your eye moves, the way you use your fingers, that is non-verbal. And now the paraverbal. Paraverbal is, I am giving you an example. I'll focus on a word in a sentence. I'll focus on a word in a sentence. Try to understand the meaning according to the stress on that word. Right? Right, Dharmendra? So the sentence is, I didn't say that it was you. I didn't say that it was you. Amrita, इस sentence का क्या मतलब है? I didn't say it was you.
मैंने नहीं कहा था कि ये तुम.
हाँ, अमृता ने नहीं कहा था, probably श्वेता ने कहा होगा.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Directly blame नहीं किया, indirectly blame किया.
Absolutely, Akifa, you're amazing.
Thank
you. Pleasure. Second sentence is, I didn't say that it was you. Now the stress is on say. I didn't say it was you. What do you think? इसका क्या मतलब होगा? धर्मेंद्र कहाँ चले गए?
यही है मैम.
हाँ, क्या लगता है क्या होगा इसका मतलब? I didn't say it was you. Okay, इसका मतलब है मैंने ये नहीं कहा था कि तुम हो, मैंने कुछ और कहा था. मैंने कहा तो मैं नहीं था, कहा तो अमृता नहीं था, श्वेता ने नहीं कहा था, यहाँ पर अमृता ने ही कहा था, लेकिन ये बात नहीं कही थी, कुछ और बात कही थी. क्लियर? सो अब हमने जिस वर्ड पर स्ट्रेस डाल दिया, उस स्ट्रेस डालने की वजह से सेंटेंस का मतलब कंप्लीटली चेंज्ड. सो दैट इज व्हाट पैरावर्बल इज, हाउ यू से. जैसे कि जब एक ज्यादातर रूरल एरियाज में क्या होता है, जब कोई लड़की पैदा होती है तो वो लोग बोलते हैं, थोड़ा सा अटपटा एग्जांपल है बट आई गेस यू विल रिलेट टू इट, हाय लड़की हो गई, राइट? एंड
tone and emotion changes, ma'am.
Yes, or at times you also tend to hear this, hi ladki, right? The tone and emotion both changed over here. That is paraverbal, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So let's move ahead. Now generalize, distort and delete. So we have talked about deletion, we have talked about distort, and the next is generalize. What is generalization? Generalization is जब हम सब चीजों को एक ही में ले लेते हैं. यार मैं नहीं कर सकता, ये कॉमन आंसर रहता है. बहुत स्टूडेंट्स से मैं सुनती हूँ, बहुत लोगों से सुनती हूँ जिनके अंदर huge amount of capacity in them to achieve something. They can achieve anything they wish, but they have this mindset of I cannot do this. मुझसे तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो पाएगा, कोई और शायद कर ले पर मुझसे नहीं हो सकता. That is generalization. क्या नहीं हो सकता आपसे? लैपटॉप ऑन नहीं हो सकता, आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते, या एंटरप्रेन्योर नहीं बन सकते, खुद की कंपनी नहीं खोल सकते, क्या नहीं हो सकता? So you tend to generalize things. Now there are few images, so let's try and read this. Akifa, what is this? Can you read this for me, please?
A bird in a hand.
Dharmendra, can you read this for me? Dharmendra,
are you here?
धर्मेंद्र बोल रहा होगा मैम मुझे बाबा की पॉइंट क्यों कर रही है? Anyone else would like to read this?
Once in a lifetime.
Who's that?
Diksha.
Diksha. Thank you, Diksha. This one, anyone else?
Queensland in the summer.
And that is Akifa.
Yeah.
All right. Now, apart from Diksha, Amrita, Akifa, I would like someone else to read this for me, please. I'm waiting. You are taking your time. Don't take that time. It's not that difficult. Come on. Apart from Amrita, Akifa, and Diksha.
Which one, ma'am?
This one. Jaldi.
A word in the head.
No, this one.
You can understand this even though it is not spelled correctly.
And who's this?
Ma'am, Arpita.
Arpita, can we just give a small round of applause for Arpita? I should hear the sound.
Hi, Arpita.
Hello, ma'am.
So much in we are physically distant, but we are connected by mind and heart. So I wanted to hear this, and thank you so much. You can understand even though it's not spelled correctly. तो आपने ये जर्नलाइज किया हुआ है कि ये इंग्लिश में लिखा हुआ है, ये भी इंग्लिश में लिखा हुआ है और ये भी इंग्लिश में लिखा हुआ है. सो ये प्रोबेबली वर्ड्स को इधर उधर कर दिया एंड यू वर एबल टू रीड दिस. नाउ एक बार में इस इमेज पर अगर आप ध्यान से देखेंगे तो ये पिक्चर यूजुअली because we won't be able to interact through the picture, but I would like to make you understand this thing. तो यूजुअली जो बीच में ये रॉड दिखा हुआ है ये यूजुअली लोग मिस करते हैं, सोचते हैं कि ये अलग से रखा हुआ है बिकॉज दे टेंड टू सी व्हाट दे वांट टू. उन्होंने यूजुअली इसी तरीके का फिगर दिखा हुआ है. तो थ्रू these images I was trying to explain you generalization, distort and delete, like how the mind communicates. The mind understands in pictures. आप कुछ भी चीज बोलोगे तो आप पिक्चराइज करने लग जाओगे. कोई आपको कोई भी चीज बताएगा, you tend to picturize at times. ओम शांति ओम मूवी किसने देखी है?
ऐसे
शाहरुख खान पसंद नहीं है यार, बोरिंग हो गई.
You have seen it, right? You have seen it?
Yes, ma'am.
Gurudayan. Amazing. चलो. So उस मूवी पे हम बाद में आते, पहले ये एक बार देख लेते हैं. People know enough about it. For example, you're working on a project and you want this project to be a little different and unique. और आप का friend आके आपको एक topic देता है, इस पे project बनाते हैं. You tend to say this. People know enough about it. लोग बहुत जानते हैं इस चीज के बारे में. कुछ common बनाओ, कुछ uncommon बनाओ, कुछ unique बनाओ. और इस sentence को break करने की कोशिश कीजिए. ध्यान से देखिए. इस sentence को break करने की कोशिश कीजिए. What does this sentence mean? Which people exactly? कौन से लोग हैं जो उसके बारे में जानते हैं? What does it stand for? It exactly तुम किस चीज के बारे में बात कर रहे हो?
What will be the target audience?
Yes, exactly. Which people exactly is the target audience? It is the topic that you're talking about. What exactly don't they know enough about? What exactly? There was this guy, Newton, Isaac Newton. You know everyone? Isaac Newton.
Yeah. Yes.
Why we know him? किस वजह से जानते हैं उन्हें?
We have read about him.
Okay. What read about him?
Ma'am, gravity.
Wow, thank you. So,
Apple guy.
Newton एक पेड़ के नीचे बैठे हुए थे और for example दीक्षा, अमृता, धर्मेंद्र, सूरज, सभी हम लोग पेड़ के नीचे बैठे हुए हैं और अचानक से एप्पल आके गिरता है. What we'll do? हम उसको वॉश करेंगे, खा लेंगे, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ये करेंगे, कॉमन चीज है. बट न्यूटन के दिमाग में ये चीज क्यों आई कि ये नीचे ही क्यों गिरा, ऊपर क्यों नहीं किया, ये फ्लाई क्यों नहीं किया? अगर people know enough about it होता तो शायद आज हम ग्रेविटी के बारे में पढ़ नहीं रहे होते. राइट? तो हमारी जो कम्युनिकेशन है, माइंड का जो कम्युनिकेशन पैटर्न है, वो हमें रोकता है आगे बढ़ने से because of our beliefs, values, atmosphere, surroundings, what we see, what we read, what kind of people we sit with. Now, second point is, would you rather pay me now or later? हम से भी बातें हम ये कहते हैं can you with me now और can भी लगा देते हैं कि थोड़ा सा पोलाइट हो जाए, थोड़ा सा बुरा लगे और हमारा रिलेशनशिप चलता रहे, कुछ ऑफेंड ना हो और हम इस तरीके से। यहाँ पे वो क्या करता है, आप तो ये अज्यूम करो कि मुझे अभी पे कर देगा, आपने उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बात कही है, बट ही अज्यूम्स कि बाद में भी वो चल जाएगा। उसने वो डिलीट कर दिया, जो उसको समझना था उसने वो समझ के बाकी सब डिलीट कर दिया। Would you pay me later? बस वो इतना समझता है, नाउ वाला चीज नहीं समझता, तो ये डिलीट हो गया। पहला वाला क्या था, जनरलाइज कर दिया, सेकंड वाला डिलीट कर दिया। I will never be able to do this, which we have already talked about. This quote is little incorrect. Excuse me for that. So the quote says, "As you sow, so shall you reap." What does that mean? Suraj Kumar Gupta, what does that mean? As you sow, so shall you reap.
Ma'am, one second.
Yes, Suraj. इस saying का क्या मतलब है बच्चे? As you sow, so shall you reap.
As you sow, जैसे तुमने दिखाया, as you sow,
जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी।
yes ma'am.
Okay, good. तो इसका मतलब है जैसे बीज आप बोते हो
वैसे काटोगे।
हाँ, बिल्कुल, जैसे बीज आप बोओगे इसी तरीके का आप हार्वेस्ट करोगे। सिमिलरली जैसा आप अपने माइंड में भरते हो, चाहे वो एटमॉस्फेयर हो, चाहे वो पेरेंट्स हो, चाहे वो कंडीशनिंग हो, चाहे वो आपकी कोई किताब को पढ़ना हो, चाहे आपका देखना हो, और जब मैं देखना बोल रही हूँ तो काफी लोग यहाँ पे समझ गए होंगे, और किस तरीके के लोगों के साथ आप बैठते हो, जो चीज आपके माइंड में जा रहा है वही चीज निकलेगा। आप वो नहीं हो जो आप सोचते हो, आप क्या हो, आपके थॉट्स, आपके विचार। इंदिरा गांधी, द फर्स्ट लेडी प्राइम मिनिस्टर, शी सेड, character is what we do when no one is seeing us. You may be very good in front of somebody, you may be very bad in front of someone, but what you are actually, you know it better. जब आप अकेले होते हो, जब आप किसी के साथ नहीं होते हो, तब आप क्या सोचते हो, क्या समझते हो, क्या देखते हो, that is what is your character. So similarly, आप अगर अपने माइंड को पॉजिटिविटी देंगे, आप अगर अपने माइंड को अफर्मेशंस देंगे, पॉजिटिव अफर्मेशंस देंगे, so you'll read that. तो ओम शांति ओम मूवी की मैंने बात करी, तो उसमें एक बड़ा फेमस डायलॉग है, कौन बताएगा मुझे? अपार्ट फ्रॉम अकीफा, दीक्षा, सूरज, धर्मेंद्र एंड अमृता, कौन बताएगा ओम शांति ओम का फेमस डायलॉग?
मैम, पिक्चर अभी बाकी नहीं है, अगर सब कुछ ठीक नहीं हो रहा तो पिक्चर अभी बाकी नहीं है मेरे दोस्त, क्योंकि जब तक सब कुछ सही नहीं होता पिक्चर खत्म नहीं होती।
नाम बता दो मेरे दोस्त।
नाम अर्पिता।
अर्पिता, वाओ। एक और फेमस डायलॉग है इसमें। थैंक यू अर्पिता, थैंक यू सो मच। एक और फेमस डायलॉग है,
दो चुटकी सिंदूर।
दो चुटकी सिंदूर।
किसी चीज को शिद्दत से पाने की कोशिश की है, सारी कायनात ने उसको मिलाने की कोशिश की है, लाइक दैट समथिंग।
सुपर सुपर सुपर, कैन वी क्लैप फॉर हिम? कैन वी क्लैप फॉर हिम? किसी ने तो याद रखा है डायलॉग। खैर ये शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग नहीं है, देयर इज अ फेमस ऑथर पॉलो कोएलो, उनकी बुक है द मॉन्क, सॉरी द ऑल्केमिस्ट उनकी बुक है, उसमें है ये डायलॉग, जो उसको हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करके मूवी में कर लिया, क्योंकि बॉलीवुड मूवीज आर नोन फॉर, तो उसमें ये डायलॉग है, उसमें ये लिखा हुआ है, if you desire for something from the core of your heart, then the whole universe conspires into motion to make your desire fulfilled. That is law of attraction. Law of attraction. कई बार जो आप किसी चीज को बहुत शिद्दत से चाहते हो, एक शीशा देखा होगा आपने, शीशे में क्या होता है, जो लाइट पड़ती है वो रिफ्लेक्ट करता है, राइट? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, it happens with your universe. Mind is an entity in the universe. So whatever is going here, it will reflect here. Whatever is going here, it's gonna reflect there. लोग वो ही देखेंगे जो आप सोचते हो, जो आपके माइंड में चल रहा है। आपको ज्यादा मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये मेरे बारे में क्या परसेप्शन है इसका, मेरे बारे में क्या सोचता है, वही सोचते हैं लोग जो आप हो, to be very honest. So you need to work on your mind over here. इसके बारे में बात करने से पहले अब हमारा whatever you want to achieve, this goals, when you talk about goals, whatever you want to achieve, और क्या चीजें आपको रोकती हैं, क्या challenges आते हैं जिनकी वजह से आप अपना goal नहीं पा पाते हैं. बहुत बार आप टाइम टेबल बनाते हैं, आप सोचते हैं नहीं अब तो बस completely I'll be into books and I'm sure I'm going to excel in my exams, I'm sure I'm going to do well in my life. और वो 3-4 दिन तक रहता है वो excitement और enthusiasm, उसके बाद all gone. फिर वही movies, वही friends, वही phone, वही WhatsApp, वही Snapchat, वही Tinder, पता नहीं क्या क्या. तो हम बात करते हैं five senses. Who is going to tell me about five senses?
Eyes, nose, tongue, ears,
Skin.
skin.
All right. So it's like see,
Ear,
hear, smell, taste, and
Sight or
feel.
touch.
Feel. Right? ये ही सारे five senses हैं जिनकी वजह से you experience this world. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
अब एक simple सी instance है. When you were angry, you were very angry. If somebody would like to share, it would be great. अगर नहीं भी करना चाहते, that's okay. जब बहुत गुस्सा थे आप, ऐसी कोई situation जब आप बहुत गुस्सा थे और उस गुस्से की वजह से situation और बिगड़ गई. You were not able to. You wanted to control your anger. You wanted to control your anger, but you were not able to control that. Can you? Would you like to share that instance with us? Anyone?
Touch.
When you were very angry and you really wanted to control that anger of yours, but you were not able to control, and the situation got worse because of your
Anger.
Would you like to share any short experience of yours?
मैम सुसाइड करने का मन करता है.
अरे नहीं क्यों मन करता है?
हम उस चीज को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते जो हो नहीं रही. फिर
इसके बारे में जरूर बात करनी होगी. This is Bintu, right?
ये तो एक्सट्रीम है सुसाइड. एंगर की बात बताओ.
That's okay, that's fine. हो जाता है कभी कभी, ठीक है, कोई नहीं, बट किया नहीं ना, वो सबसे बड़ी बात है. We'll talk about that. You can connect to me and I will help you in that. No worries. There's nothing. Remember, Bintu, there is nothing that you cannot achieve. आपके माइंड ने अगर एक मिलियनर बनने का सोचा है, एक बिलियनर बनने का सोचा है, आप हर चीज अचीव कर सकते हैं. ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं है, कोई भी चीज नहीं है. इम्पॉसिबल शब्द देखा है आपने? इम्पॉसिबल.
Yes, ma'am. I am possible.
I am possible हो जाता है completely.
Yes, ma'am.
Completely. Right? There is nothing
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you cannot achieve. So मैं उस एंगर की बात कर रही थी. कई बार आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं होता, एंड जैसे कि जेंटलमैन सेड कि उस एंगर की वजह से जब आप चीजों को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते हैं, जब आपको लगता है कि चीजें आपके हाथ में नहीं है, you tend to take extreme steps. You tend to take extreme steps. और ओवर हियर आप क्या करने की कोशिश करते हैं? आप दूसरों को समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आप दूसरों की सिचुएशन को देखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आसपास की चीजों को देखने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पर आप इधर समझने की कोशिश नहीं है किस वजह से आप गुस्से में हो. इस इंसान की वजह से, इस इंसान की वजह से, किसकी वजह से? किसकी वजह से? उसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हो, आदमी को कंट्रोल कर सकते हो, बट प्रोबेबली यू कैन चेंज योर थॉट प्रोसेस. Probably you can change the way you take things. So जिस conscious state में आपने कोई स्टेप के बारे में सोचा है, आप या फिर कोई गलती करी है या कुछ क्रिएट कर दिया, कुछ हवाक क्रिएट कर दिया अपने लिए, you cannot resolve that situation in that conscious state. Remember, if you are angry and you want to solve something, you will worsen the situation. You won't be able to resolve the situation. अगर आप गुस्सा है और गुस्से में सोच रहे हैं आप किसी की मदद कर देंगे, no, you're not going to do that. घर से कोई लड़के निकला है, गाड़ी तेज चला रहा है, रोड रेज केसेस हो जाते हैं because he is not able to control himself.
मैम, I have one question.
जी.
तो मैम गुस्से में क्या करना चाहिए? लाइक हमें माइंड के साथ क्या थॉट प्रोसेस कैसे चेंज करना चाहिए कि उस टाइम के लिए हम अगर कुछ सही नहीं कर रहे हैं तो कुछ गलत भी ना करें?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही अच्छा है because you need to understand your mind and you need to work on that and that's why I am here. तो मैंने अभी जो आपको बताया कि जो एंगर का आपका है, एंगर का स्टेट है, दैट इज अ कॉन्शियस स्टेट। आप किसी चीज से इसको वैकॉग ध्यान रखिएगा एवरीवन, वैकॉग याद रहेगा सबको?
Yes, ma'am.
So V is visual, look and see. A is auditory, hear and listen. आपने किसी आदमी को देखा है कुछ जिसकी वजह से आप गुस्से में हो, उसकी बातें सुन रहे हो, उस वजह से गुस्से में हो। स्मेल थिंग्स कुछ उस दौरान, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ध्यान रखिएगा, ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप बोलोगे कि किसी चीज को स्मेल करने से गुस्से का क्या लेना देना, बट आई विल कम ऑन दैट पार्ट। तो उस टाइम पे क्या पर्टिकुलर स्मेल थी और क्या आप फील कर रहे थे? कुछ ना कुछ आपकी बॉडी में चलता रहता है, योर मसल्स, योर फीलिंग्स, योर हाउ डू यू फील, योर मूवमेंट। कोई लोग गुस्से में हाथ हिलाते हैं ऐसे करके, कोई लोगों की नाक फूल जाती है, किसी लोगों की आंख ऐसे गुस्से में होती है, ऐसे कोई डरे भी ना गुस्से में, ऐसे होती रहती है, राइट? तो these are the kinesthetic movement, that means you tend to move, you tend to need answers, you tend to behave in a certain manner, right?
एंगर शो करने के लिए।
हाँ, you एंगर सोक नहीं करनी है, हमें बस समझना है। जब हम सोक करते हैं फिर वही चीज हो जाएगी, that you keep on storing that, right? तो उस स्टेट में, जब आप एंगर स्टेट में हैं, you cannot resolve your anger, so that time you need to be quiet and probably you can start backward counting over there. What you can start?
Backward counting.
Backward counting. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने कहा था, जब आप अपसेट होते हैं, जब सैड होते हैं, तो ज्यादातर लोग अपने आप को रिलीव करने के लिए दे ट्यून इन गुड म्यूजिक इनटू देयर म्यूजिक सिस्टम। किसी का ब्रेकअप हुआ है गर्लफ्रेंड से, उसका वो कौन सा गाना ऑन कर देता है? तन्हाई तन्हाई, हाँ, वो गाना शुरू कर देता है,
अरिजीत सिंह
या फिर अरिजीत, हाँ आजकल अरिजीत सिंह छाए हुए हैं, वो गाना शुरू कर देता है। उससे क्या होता है, वो सिचुएशन जो है, वो सैडनेस की सिचुएशन है, वो और वर्स्ट हो जाती है, राइट? सो आपका जो सैडनेस वाला कॉन्शियस स्टेट है, उस टाइम पे आप उसको और अग्रीवेट कर रहे हो और बढ़ा रहे हो, इंस्टेड ऑफ कंट्रोलिंग दैट, इंस्टेड ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट। सो यू नीड टू चेंज योर कॉन्शियस स्टेट, you need to change your conscious state to change that problem of yours, whether it's anger, whether it's anxiety, whether it's stress. There are few techniques that we teach our students for anger management, for stress management, anxiety management, and of course goal achievement. So everyone is clear about WACOG?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So you could read a line over this diagram. Anyone can read this for me loudly. And loudly means loudly. Who is going to read that for me?
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve.
Little slow, sir.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe I can achieve.
I can achieve. Wow, wonderful. Now let's talk about goals. What are goals? What are goals?
Aim.
Okay. More? There are 100 people and I am getting answers from those 5 to 6 people only. बाकी सब सो रहे हैं. What are goals?
Please tell your goals, dear. Ma'am is asking something.
ध्यान रखिएगा, आपकी गोल पाने में आपकी मदद कोई कर रहा है, and if you are quiet, nobody is going to help you ever. Nobody. पर अगर आपको गोल चाहिए, अगर आप कुछ बड़ा पाना चाहते हो, तो कुछ बड़ा करना पड़ेगा। अगर आप वही चीज, वही पैटर्न, वही बिहेवियर, सेम चीज फॉलो करते आ रहे हो, तो आपको मिलता भी वही रहेगा जो आपको मिल रहा है। You won't be getting anything different unless you change your pattern, unless you change your beliefs, unless you change your thought process, unless you reprogram your mind.
Ma'am, a peaceful mind.
A peaceful mind. Goal. I was talking about goal.
With peaceful mind, I can achieve anything in this world. First step is how can I peace my mind, like without anger, without anxiety.
Earn money.
You need to understand mind first. We need to understand mind. That's what we are doing to understand. It's an initiative to understand our mind, because mind is there and mind is controlling you, rather you controlling your mind.
Yes, ma'am. How can I control my mind?
Okay, let's do an experiment again. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Close your eyes, everyone. Close your eyes.
Oh God, I might sleep then.
Please close your eyes. Go back to a very happy incident of your life when you were on the top, when you're feeling above the world. जब आप बहुत खुश महसूस कर रहे थे, सब लोग आपकी तारीफ कर रहे थे. You were on the top of the world. Just feel that. Just see that situation. वो जो लोग आपके चारों तरफ खड़े थे उस दौरान, जो आप बहुत अच्छा महसूस कर रहे थे, जो you were feeling on the top of the world, वो कुछ लोग जो आपके चारों तरफ खड़े हुए थे, उस समय आपको क्या साउंड सुनाई दे रहा था, वो पिक्चर कैसी दिख रही है आपको? Everybody was looking at you only. सब लोग आपकी तरफ ही देख रहे थे उस दौरान. उस समय जो आप सोच रहे थे, आपको लग रहा था कि आपका गोल आपसे दूर नहीं है, आप कुछ बड़ा करोगे. Just feel that moment. You can hear people clapping for you, people applauding for you. Everybody has a smile, broad smile on the face. Few people are feeling proud of you. You feel that that state is completely a bliss for you. You feel that nothing is impossible for you. One of the amazing moments in your life. You feel so relaxed, so happy. Slowly breathe in, slowly, very slowly, breathe in. Breathe in the confidence that you had during that time. Now, exhale the nervousness. Exhale the nervousness, the fear that you have. All right. Are we great? Are we great? You can come now. So how was the feeling when you were experiencing that situation again in your life? How was the feeling? Anyone? How was the feeling?
Very good.
More answers. I need more answers.
Fantastic relation. Huh?
You feel proud. You feel like you have achieved something. This is the moment you have been waiting for, because you have got the limelight, attention, and
wow,
finally
great.
you feel like you have arrived.
Superb, superb. Thank you. I would say thank you to all of you, since you did this for yourself honestly. So big round of applause from my side for all of you, because this is the first step that you took to understand your mind. Now try and understand at that time, जब आप situation में थे आप, and you were feeling on the top of the world, you were feeling so proud, you thought everyone is looking at you, getting that attention that you always wanted. तो हमें कितनी पास लगता है हमारा एम कि अब तो हम कुछ बड़ा ही करेंगे, और फिर कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं कि हम वो चीज नहीं पा पाते हैं, एंड वी कीप ऑन रिमेम्बरिंग दैट मोमेंट एवरी टाइम। और कई बार कि अरे यार वो तो पुरानी बात हो गई, देयर इज नो पॉइंट ऑफ रिमाइंडिंग माई सेल्फ दैट मोमेंट अगेन। लेकिन अभी जब आपने वो मोमेंट याद किया, यू फेल्ट हैप्पी, यू फेल्ट रिलैक्स्ड, आपको लगा आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। You people can unmute and ask questions. No need to raise hands. You can ask questions. Now, this was the moment when you visualize. Visualization हम बोलते हैं इसको, क्या बोलते हैं?
Visualization.
Yes. When you visualize something again and again. When we take corporate training sessions in different companies, so people have this question, I'm not getting promoted, I'm not getting promoted. It's like the way you present yourself to the world. It's like the way you dress up. It's like the way you talk to people. It's like your etiquette, the way of talking, skills, everything. So once you start behaving like a manager, you become the manager. Once you start behaving like an entrepreneur, you become an entrepreneur, because you have to follow a pattern in order to behave like that person, and you achieve that. So that is visualization. Earlier, I was into the aviation sector, and later on, I switched into training and development. So yeah, I always wanted to be a trainer, to help people, because I implemented these things in my life, and I learned a lot. I experienced a different transformation in my life, and that's why I'm here transforming other people's life. I am imparting training to entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs especially, sustain in their business. Sustain in their business. And that experience of mine I'm sharing with everyone to help people sustain in their lives, to achieve, to excel in their lives. Now, when I'm talking about visualization, when you visualize a certain thing time to time, you achieve that, remember. और दूसरी चीज हमने क्या बोली थी, कॉन्शियस स्टेट को चेंज करने के लिए, when you are angry, you can change the conscious state in order to resolve that problem of yours. Anger में है तो एंगर को आप रिजॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे, आपको उसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा। हमसे बोलते हैं एंकर, इस प्रोसेस को हम बोलते हैं एंकर। थोड़ा सा डिटेल्ड प्रोसेस है ये, you can always connect to me and I'll help you in that, not a problem at all, with guaranteed results. So this is a quote by me: passion is the carrier which takes you outside your comfort zone to make that magic happen. Yes, anybody has the question? Anybody has the question? Dr.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sir, you question?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
This is Professor Nausad Alam.
See?
My question is, as you told me, you can control the anger in the different ways, right? But sometimes anger comes suddenly. You don't have a time to think. In that time, how can we control our anger?
Right. I always say, don't let not the mind control you. Let not the mind control you. You control your mind. I always say, if we divide our lives up, if we divide our life into 3 parts, the last part is past. Now, I and Dr. Alam, we are talking. This is present, and the coming few days or years is the future. Agree with me, sir?
Yeah.
Right. So what happens is, whatever is coming, whatever in baggage that you have in your mind, probably the in your childhood or your teenage or your whatever you've seen in your environment, whatever you faced in the environment, even if you don't want to get into those things, but you tend to have that in your subconscious mind, the powerhouse, those things come into your conscious mind to make you react in a certain manner. Present को अगर हम समझने की कोशिश, तो present is a gift. जो हमारा present है, जो आज हम लोग सब बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, that is a gift for us. बट फॉर अस इट्स नॉट अ गिफ्ट, क्योंकि हमें प्रेजेंट का असली मतलब नहीं पता। प्रेजेंट क्या है? प्रेजेंट इज आउट ऑफ ऑल द बैगेज, जो भी कंडीशनिंग थी, जो भी सिचुएशंस थी, जो भी XYZ इंसिडेंट्स थे जो हमने फेस किए, वो आज भी हमारे प्रेजेंट में और फ्यूचर में भी आएंगे, जब तक अगर हम अपने माइंड को नहीं समझेंगे। हम आज भी कुछ चेहरे देखते हैं या फिर कुछ सिचुएशन देखते हैं या कुछ लोगों को देखते हैं, हम वैसे ही रिएक्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि वो पास्ट से आ रहा है। द प्रेजेंट इज नॉट अ प्रेजेंट फॉर अस, प्रेजेंट इज प्री-सेंट, पहले से भेजा हुआ, प्री-सेंट। Getting my point, sir?
Yeah, fine.
In sync with me? Are you in sync with me, sir?
Yes, please.
जो मैंने बोला आप उसको रिलेट कर पा रहे हैं, सर?
Yeah, I am relating.
Yes. So we get so many cases, the anxiety cases, stress cases, and sometimes trauma cases as well. The people are not ready to take those things out. Anger management की हम बात करते हैं, anger management की बात करते हैं, ज्यादातर लोग किसी चीज के subconscious mind में stick करके बैठे होते हैं, XYZ reasons, because that needs a personal attention and personal communication, because we need to talk to the client on that part, and a lot of introspection and questions goes on that part. NLP में एक visual construct, audio construct और काफी सारी चीजें होती हैं through your eyes movement only, through your eyes movement, your facial expressions. A psychologist, a psychotherapist can understand what you are thinking at this moment. That's what we all do. So probably I'll share my details over here, and anyone who wish to connect to me personally to help them out in their for their success mantra or for any issues going on in their mind, I'll be happy to help you all.
Ma'am?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, as you told, you control your mind, not mind control you.
जी बिल्कुल सही.
Which part of body control?
Sorry?
Ma'am, हमें लगता है mind control. Ma'am, I think mind control.
One by one. I'm sorry, I'm getting too many voices. हाँ जी, please पूछिए.
Ma'am, आपने कहा कि you control your mind, not your mind control you. Ma'am, you means which part of body control the mind?
All right. You are beyond your body. You are beyond your body. ये spirituality बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, ये logic है. Please understand. मैंने भी जो एक्सपेरिमेंट कराया था आपसे, एक तो मैंने करवाया था अपनी मॉम के बारे में मत सोचिएगा, मॉम के बारे में मत सोचिएगा. जो हमने साइंस में बॉडी ऑर्गन्स पढ़े हैं हमारे, आपको क्या लगता है कौन सा बॉडी ऑर्गन होगा जिसने आपको वो पिक्चराइज कराया?
ब्रेन, माइंड.
ब्रेन. चलो ठीक है, ब्रेन माइंड को एक ही ले लेते हैं, पर वो दोनों अलग चीजें हैं. उसके लिए डिटेल में एक स्टडी करनी होगी आप लोगों को, पर अभी के लिए ब्रेन ले लेते हैं. नाउ ब्रेन में वो सब पिक्चर्स आ रही हैं आपकी. आप अचानक से कहीं जा रहे हैं, कोई आपको पता है कि यहाँ पे आग लगी हुई है, कोई गर्म चीज है, और आप अपने आप को बचाने की कोशिश करते हैं वहां से. एकदम से ऑल ऑफ अ सडन कोई गर्म चीज आके लगी, आपने यूं कर लिया एकदम से हाथ. अगेन ब्रेन.
नो, रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन.
Where that reflex action comes from?
Brain.
So let me make you understand this thing. Brain and mind are different entities. Brain is more into the conscious part, conscious, not subconscious. कई बार क्या होता है कि आप सोए हुए होते हैं और आपको फील होता है कि somebody is talking to you. लोग बात कर रहे हैं, पर you are completely into your sleep. But you can listen few people, और exactly आपको wordings नहीं आ रही होती है, because consciously you are sleeping. सबकॉन्शियस माइंड एक ह्यूज स्टोर हाउस है. उसमें इनफैक्ट आप जब 2 साल के थे, आपके साथ क्या हुआ उसमें वो भी स्टोर्ड है. When we do these therapy sessions with our clients, तो जब वो 2 साल के थे उनके साथ क्या हुआ वो चीजें भी निकल के आ जाती हैं. But that's completely a very complicated process. है. You need not to understand. I am here to help you in achieving your goals. इससे ज्यादा हम कुछ और नहीं समझेंगे. Don't get yourself confused. Don't get yourself confused. If you want to understand the mind, you can connect to me personally. I would happy to help you. I would be more than happy to help you out, because my aim, my mission is to help people in their lives to achieve goals, and that's what I am doing. You agree with me, all of you? So जो अभी just
यस मैम, बट मैम आप एक बचपन की चीजें भूल जाते हैं, वो तो मैम एक ब्रेन का ही मैकेनिज्म है, सिनेप्टिक ट्यूनिंग। जो चीज रिपीट नहीं होती है उनको भूल जाते हैं, तो ब्रेन का ही मैकेनिज्म है मैम, जिसको सिनेप्टिक ट्यूनिंग बोलते हैं।
जी 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 जी, ये टेक्निकल टर्म्स हैं, ये टेक्निकल टर्म्स है जो मैंने आपको भी एक पास्ट स्टेट में जाने के लिए बोला था। कैन आई टेक योर नेम?
धर्मेंद्र।
धर्मेंद्र, मैंने आपको भी पास्ट में जाने के लिए बोला था और आपको एक ऐसा इंसिडेंट बताने की, एक ऐसा इंसिडेंट समझाने की कोशिश करी थी जहां पे आपको बहुत अच्छा फील हुआ था, व्हेन यू फेल्ट कॉन्फिडेंट, व्हेन यू फील रिलैक्स्ड, व्हेन यू फील ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। तो वहां पर क्या हुआ था? वहां पे आपको कैसी फीलिंग आई थी? धर्मेंद्र, आई नीड द आंसर।
यस यस मैम।
कैसी फीलिंग आई थी आपको वहां पर?
वेरी गुड, अच्छा महसूस होता है।
अच्छा, आपने उस मेमोरी को रिकलेक्ट कर लिया, राइट?
यस मैम।
और आप वही चीजें देख पा रहे थे, उन्हीं लोगों को देख पा रहे थे, उन्हीं लोगों को सुन रहे थे, और जो आपने कपड़े पहने थे शायद आप वो कपड़े भी देख पा रहे थे, उन लोगों ने जो कपड़े पहने थे आप वो भी देख पा रहे थे, ध्यान रखिएगा, याद नहीं कर रहे थे, पिक्चराइज हो रही थी सामने, आंखों के सामने पिक्चराइज हो रही थी वो एग्जैक्ट सिचुएशन। अभी आप और मैं जो बात कर रहे हैं, आप मुझे देख पा रहे हो, मेरे हैंड मूवमेंट्स देख पा रहे हो, मैं जो बोल रही हूँ वो देख पा रहे हो, दैट इज कंप्लीटली ब्रेन, दैट इज कॉन्शियस।
Yes.
But at that time, if I ask you to go back to that moment of yours and understand, उस मोमेंट में क्या हुआ था, उस मोमेंट में कैसी फीलिंग थी आपकी, वो जो आप रिकलेक्ट कर पा रहे हो, दैट इज योर सबकॉन्शियस माइंड। आप लोगों को इजी करने के लिए मैं इस तरीके से करती हूँ, हालांकि ब्रेन और माइंड दो अलग एंटिटी हैं एज पर द रिसर्च एंड एज पर व्हाट वी हैव बीन डूइंग द रिसर्च ऑन, लेकिन इस बात को सिर्फ आप इतना समझिए, डोंट गेट डीप इनटू दिस। ब्रेन के अंदर माइंड है, एंड माइंड इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 कैटेगरीज: conscious, subconscious and superconscious. Simple. And whatever your mind can see, can feel, can conceive and believe, you can achieve. You can achieve. इसमें मैंने एक बात करी थी, स्मार्ट गोल्स लिखा था स्लाइड में, ध्यान है सभी को? SMART, स्मार्ट। Yes?
Yes.
Please write, if you want to understand those SMART goals, please write yes over here. If you want to understand how you can achieve your goal through SMART goals, please write yes. I'm waiting for the comments if you really want to understand. If not, we can skip. That's not a problem.
Yes.
Just write yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right. The SMART goal is, anybody knows it? Akifa, where is Akifa? I'm missing you. Paras Jain says yes. Where are you, Akifa? So probably Akifa is on a break. All right. So SMART goals. Let's start with S. S is specific. What does specific mean? Mohan says yes. Thank you, Mohan. Yes, we are coming on that only.
Particular.
I'm sorry.
Specific, particular. Particular. Something very particular.
All right. All right.
Pinpointed.
Thank you. All right. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
used to visit to a university for their recruitment simulation program, and there we were talking about, in general, talking about their recruitment process, and I tried to understand their behavioral pattern, what they think about their goals, what they think about doing in their lives, and the environment around them. उनमें से एक लड़के ने खड़े होके बोला, मैंने पूछा क्या है आपके गोल्स आपकी लाइफ में, तो उस लड़के ने बड़े कॉन्फिडेंट खड़े होके बोला, मैम दुनिया की सबसे महंगी कार मैं लेना चाहता हूँ। I was like, okay, सबसे महंगी कार, are you sure? हाँ मैम, सबसे महंगी लूंगा और देखना जरूर लूंगा। ही वाज वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, माइंड के बारे में कुछ ज्यादा ही उसने पढ़ लिया, बड़ा ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हो गया वो कि आई कैन अचीव एनीथिंग। मैंने कहा ठीक है, वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली कार कितने की होगी? He told me the amount. I wrote that amount on the board. वो B से कुछ शुरू होती है. I'm very bad in remembering the names of the cars, especially because I don't have any interest in the brand new model of cars. So I write the name of that car, the brand, on the board and the amount that was needed to buy that car. Now, I asked him in which year you are in. He said, I'm in final year. Wonderful. तो इसी ईयर में आपकी TCS में जॉब लग जाती है and you are earning 7,000 and this is I'm talking about it was there in 2014 में ये है ये जो किस्सा मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर रही हूँ। तो आपकी जॉब लग जाती है 2014 में एंड व्हेन, और जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको एक ही बेस मिले, दिल्ली का ही बेस मिले, आप बैंगलोर में भी जा सकते हैं, आप चेन्नई में भी जा सकते हैं, कहीं पे भी आपकी ट्रांसफर हो सकता है। और वहां पे आप जा रहे हो तो यू हैव टू बाय अ हाउस, अ रेंटेड हाउस प्रोबेबली। रेंटेड हाउस तो आपने ले लिया, तो कुछ सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा आपका रेंटेड हाउस में जाएगा, फिर आपको कुछ व्हीकल भी चाहिए जिससे आप जाएंगे, फिर खाना भी चाहिए। सिर्फ कितनी सेविंग हुई? उसने बोला मैम लगभग इतनी सेविंग हो जाएगी मेरी। गुड। तो आपको कपड़े भी चाहिए होंगे क्योंकि आप नई जॉब पे जा रहे हो एंड ऐसे करते करते हम आगे बढ़े। फिर मैंने कहा चलो आपका इतने का इंक्रीमेंट हो गया, नाउ यू गॉट मैरिड, अब वाइफ को भी चाहिए, बड़ा घर चाहिए, ज्यादा खाना चाहिए, ज्यादा चीजें चाहिए, अब बच्चे भी आ जाते हैं, अब और कपड़े चाहिए और बड़ा घर चाहिए, स्कूल है, ग्रोसरीज हैं, आपका आने जाने का है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। और ऐसे करते जब हमने पूरा कैलकुलेट किया तो उनकी सेविंग्स टोटल, और उसमें हमने कई बार प्रमोशंस लगा लिया था, इंक्रीमेंट लगा लिया था। सो एट द एज ऑफ 24 से लेके व्हेन ही रीच्ड 55 he was able to manage to buy that car, but unfortunately जब 55 का हो जाएगा तब दुनिया की सबसे महंगी कार कोई और होगी। You agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Louder.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So when I say specific, you need to understand what kind of goal you have. You have two types of goals, short term goals and long term goals. Short term goals आपको help करते हैं आपकी long term goals में जाने के लिए, long term goals achieve करने के लिए। So you need to understand कि मुझे एक entrepreneur बनना है। I'm just giving a generalized example. मुझे एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, तो मुझे कितना टाइम लग जाएगा? शायद मैं फाइनल ईयर में हूँ तो अभी मेरी रिसर्च वगैरह चलेगी और मैं अगले 2-3 साल में आई कैन स्टार्ट वर्किंग। सो आई हैव 3 years ऑफ टाइम टू बिकम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर। दैट इज माय स्पेसिफिक। ठीक है, नाउ कम्स मेजरेबल। मेजरेबल यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड। MS need answers, come on, just write what is M. M is measurable. You need to understand how much time it will take to reach that goal. 3 साल, हमने 3 साल की बात करी थी, तो 3 साल लगेंगे अप्रोक्सीमेटली, 3 साल लगेंगे उस पे काम करने के लिए। और क्या क्या चीजें जरूरी है मुझे वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए? इंफॉर्मेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। विदाउट इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन नॉट अचीव एनीथिंग। सिर्फ आपने बोल दिया मुझे शाहरुख खान बनना है तो नहीं, उसके लिए इंफॉर्मेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है, राइट? नेक्स्ट ए, अचीवेबल। अब वो जो गाड़ी का मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, दैट वाज नॉट अचीवेबल। बस हमने हवा में बोल दिया कि मुझे दुनिया की सबसे महंगी गाड़ी चाहिए, उसका मतलब है कि मैं सबसे अमीर हो जाऊंगा, आई वुड बी अ बिलियनियर। बट कैसे? वो दुनिया की गाड़ी, जब तक तुम अमीर बनोगे भाई, जब तक तुम्हारी स्ट्रैटेजी है, तुमने दिमाग में अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी रखी है, जब तक तुम अमीर बनोगे तब तक तो दुनिया की महंगी गाड़ी दूसरी कुछ कोई और गाड़ी होगी। डजंट मेक एनी सेंस, राइट? दैट शुड बी अचीवेबल, अटेनेबल। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Are you in sync with me, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
How badly I'm missing Akifa. Where is Akifa? Amrita,
Yes,
are you there? All right. So next is realistic. Now, मैंने किसी से एम पूछा, मैम मुझे चांद पे जाना है। Do you think it is realistic? चांद पे जा रहे हैं लोग, no doubt about it. It's not realistic. Either you need to have that information, you need to understand that, and then you can say, yes, I want to. So you should have realistic, that is achievable, that is real. You cannot say कि मुझे हवा में उड़ना है. That is not real. That is not realistic, right? And last and very important, very important is time bound. जैसा कि मैंने बताया, शॉर्ट टर्म गोल एंड लॉन्ग टर्म गोल. शॉर्ट टर्म गोल में भी आपका फर्स्ट स्टेप है, आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप क्या होती है, व्हाट इज ईडीपी, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम क्या होता है, उसमें उसे करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगेगा, मुझे क्या चीजें, आई नीड टू हैव दैट एंटरप्रेन्योर माइंडसेट. Entrepreneur mindset is all about innovation, all about new ideas. It's just not doing business. वो सिर्फ ट्रांजैक्शन वाला बिजनेस नहीं है एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. व्हेन यू हैव दिस, आपको पता है कि मुझे ईडीपी करनी है, वो उसके लिए मुझे अप्रोक्सीमेटली 2 साल लग जाएगा या 1 साल लग जाएगा. यू आर बाइंडिंग द टाइम विद योर गोल. और जब आप कर लेते, सबसे पहले हमने क्या कहा था कि 3 साल लगेंगे, 3 साल का टाइम दिया था एंटरप्रेन्योर बनने के लिए. दैट वाज आवर टाइम बाउंड, राइट? उसके शॉर्ट टर्म गोल्स 2 महीना, 3 महीना, 4 महीना जो भी है, यू नीड टू मेक अ मैप. उसको आपको मंथली या वीकली पॉइंट्स जॉट डाउन करते रहने कि आपने अचीव कर लिया है. नाउ यू नीड टू मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप एंड द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. यू एग्री विद मी?
Yes, ma'am.
But ma'am, problem nahi hai.
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot change it.
But ma'am, how can I suppose that it is achievable or not?
How can I
suppose that is it achievable or not?
Okay, this is Dharmendra, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dharmendra, tell me about your goal. What is your goal?
Sorry, ma'am.
What is your goal? What do you want to achieve in your life?
Earn money more and more, more and more.
Now this is not realistic. Remember, this is not realistic. Earn money कैसे? क्या करना चाहते हो? Earn money मतलब तुम जाओगे मार्केट में और बस पैसा ले तुम्हें कोई जाके पैसा दे देगा, तुम पैसा कमा लोगे. How is very important. 5 wives and 1 husband. I always tell my students about 5 wives and 1 husband. What are 5 wives and 1 husband? What, why, who, which, where, and how. These things are very important. हर जगह काम आती हैं, चाहे पब्लिक स्पीकिंग हो, चाहे आपको अपने बारे में जानना हो. अपने बारे में जानने के लिए SWOT एनालिसिस भी कर सकते हैं आप. You can come to me, I can help you in that. The strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, where you can understand about your strengths, your weakness, the opportunities and threats, and you can always work on that. सिर्फ पैसा कमाना गोल नहीं होता है. पैसा किसी के जरिए कमाया जा सकता है. समझ रहे आप मेरी बात? ज्यादातर हमारी यूथ है वो यही बोलते हैं मुझे पैसा कमाना है, मुझे बहुत पैसा कमाना है. कंप्लीटली अनरियलिस्टिक है ना, उसको सर ना पैर है. आप कुछ बनोगे तभी तो कुछ कमाओगे, आप कुछ करोगे तभी तो कुछ कमाओगे, राइट? एक घोड़े को जब प्यासा होता है उसे कुएं के पास जाना पड़ता है, कुआं उसके पास नहीं चल के आता. It's as logical as you want to see, right? Any other question? Okay, Paras Jain says, in my opinion, determination is the first step to achieve your goals. Yes, that's true, Paras. That determination needs to be here. Any other question? There is a lot of other stuff as well, other techniques as well.
Sometime before you are told that nothing is impossible.
I'm sorry?
मैम कुछ टाइम पहले आप कह रही थी नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल.
Absolutely.
आपने लिमिट बता दी कि ये होना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, करेंगे हम कोशिश.
क्लियर नहीं है धर्मेंद्र, हमने क्या बता दी, लिमिट बता दी.
मैम कुछ देर पहले आप कहते थे नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल.
यस.
तो मैम अभी मैं कहता हूँ मुझे प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना है.
हाँ.
बस मैं बस वार्ड मेंबर का इस बार भर देता हूँ फॉर्म, नेक्स्ट टाइम विधायक का, फिर सांसद, प्रधानमंत्री. सिंपल है. 4 स्टेप.
तुमने ये तो सुन लिया, ये तो तुम्हारे माइंड ने सुन लिया. वो डिलीशन, डिस्टॉर्ट और जनरलाइजेशन वाला बिल्कुल सही बैठ रहा है यहाँ पे धर्मेंद्र के साथ. धर्मेंद्र ने ये तो सुन लिया माइंड ने, नथिंग इज इम्पॉसिबल. अब तो भैया मैं अगले दिन प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ खड़ा हूंगा. पर धर्मेंद्र ने ये नहीं सुना कि स्मार्ट गोल्स होते हैं. इफ यू वांट टू अचीव यू हैव टू फॉलो समथिंग. मैं यहाँ पर बैठे बैठे बोल रही हूँ कि मैं अंबानी के साथ डिनर पे जाऊंगी. Is this realistic? Come on. Work on something. I need to have that level of mind. I have to raise that level of mind to get into something. मैं सिर्फ यहाँ पर बैठ के ये बोल रही हूँ कि मुझे प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना है, मुझे प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनने का ABC भी नहीं पता, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता कि इलेक्शन में कैसे खड़े होना है, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता कि मुझे कैसे नॉमिनेट करना है अपने आप को, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता पहले मुझे क्या पड़ाव पार करना होगा, मुझे ये भी नहीं पता मैं ठीक से बोल भी पा रहा हूँ उस हिसाब से या नहीं, राइट? So you need to follow few methods in order to achieve that possible. Everything is possible. जो भी आप अपने दिमाग से चाहें. अब खुद देखिए, आपने जो अपनी बात बोली है यहाँ पे, पहला आपने बोला पैसा कमाना, दूसरा आपने बोला प्रधानमंत्री बनना, नरेंद्र मोदी का शायद नाम लिया था आपने अभी, प्रधानमंत्री बनना. आपने अपने दो गोल्स चेंज कर लिए. That completely tells us कि आपका जो गोल है that is not realistic and that keeps on flickering. बहुत पहले किसी ने लिखा था mind flickers, mind is flickering, that keeps on changing. And yes, उसी चीज पे कंट्रोल करने के लिए I was there to help you out. मैंने बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी बताई हैं और आप आगे भी अगर आपको मदद चाहिए, I would be happy to help you, जिसमें you can understand your mind and you can work on achieving your goals. I have helped more than 5,000 people. More than 5,000 people with amazing results. आज जो भी students हैं, जो भी corporates हैं जिनको मैंने help किया है, they are at good position and they understand what they want in their life. The mind is not flickering over there. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो deletion, distortion और generalization मैंने आपको बताया था. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जिसमें आपको generalization से बचना चाहिए, deletion से of course you need to understand. हम communicate करते हैं. हम कम्युनिकेट करते हैं, कुछ चीज सामने वाला वही चीज लेता है जो उसे समझना है. ज्यादातर लोग हम बताना कुछ और चाहते हैं, सामने वाला समझ कुछ और रहा है. So we need to understand what the person is saying. We need to understand what the mind understands and how we need to achieve what we want to. I hope, Dharmendra, you got my point.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, again I'm saying nothing is impossible. You can be the prime minister. But the condition is you want to understand the process of becoming the prime minister and you need to have that smart goal. तो break करो उस time को prime minister को. Specific prime minister, measurable कितना time लग जाएगा तुम्हें प्रधानमंत्री बन 60-70 साल की हो जाओगे शायद बनना.
मैम पता तो राहुल गांधी को भी कुछ नहीं है लेकिन वो बन जाएंगे.
अरे भाई तो तुम अपने आप को राहुल गांधी से कंपेयर कर रहे हो क्या?
गांधी परिवार में पैदा होना पड़ेगा उसके लिए.
बस वो तो हो गया ना पैसा.
ये उम्मीद नहीं थी. चलिए और questions.
Ma'am, what if someone has no goals or he is not able to decide what are his goals?
That we call confusion. That is confusion. तो गोल हमें कैसे सेट करना है? First we need to do SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis क्या होता है? मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया था. आपकी strengths क्या है? कोशिश करिए. ज्यादातर लोगों से जब मैं पूछती हूँ आपकी strength क्या है? मेरी strength है hard work. I'm a hard working boy. I'm a hard working man. अच्छा, और जब मैं और ज्यादा क्वेश्चन करती हूँ तो पता चलता है उसके दोस्त उसको हार्ड वर्किंग कहते हैं, उसके पेरेंट्स उसको हार्ड वर्किंग कहते हैं, पर उसे नहीं पता कि वो हार्ड वर्किंग है नहीं है. एंड फॉर मी डोंकीज डू हार्ड वर्क. डोंकीज के अलावा कोई हार्ड वर्क नहीं करता. हार्ड वर्क कुछ नहीं होता है, जो कुछ होता है डिटर्मिनेशन होता है. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? डिटर्मिनेशन होता है. डिटर्मिनेशन होता है आप फॉर एग्जांपल अभी तो ये वर्चुअल सिस्टम शुरू हो चुका है. पहले हमारे सबकी फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग्स होती थी, राइट? अभी तो हम 800-900 लोगों से भी हम आराम से एक ही दिन में मीटिंग कर सकते हैं. बट अर्लियर वी हैड टू विजिट टू डिफरेंट प्लेसेस फॉर द ट्रेनिंग्स और वो मेहनत लगती थी. बट इसमें भी देयर इज एन ऑप्शन कि हम उन 800-900 लोगों से यहाँ पर बैठ के आमने सामने बात कर सकते हैं, मिल सकते हैं, राइट? तो हार्ड वर्क जब हम बोलते हैं वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हार्ड वर्क. और हमें वो स्ट्रेंथ हमारे दूसरों ने दी है कि हमने खुद ने समझी है. सो in order to understand that sort of ours, we need to understand our strength ourselves. जब आपने बात करी किसी का गोल नहीं हो तो आपको उसके लिए सबसे पहले क्या करना पड़ेगा? SWOT एनालिसिस करना पड़ेगा. You will write 4 strengths of your, 4 weaknesses of your, और आप ये सोचेंगे कि आपके सामने क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. आप गलगोटियाज में पढ़ रहे हैं, आपके साथ सामने ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, वहाँ की फैकल्टीज बहुत अच्छी हैं, सपोर्ट कर रही हैं आप लोगों को और इतनी मेहनत कर रही हैं आप लोगों के लिए. दैट इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू. और उस अपॉर्चुनिटी से आप क्या यील्ड कर सकते हैं ना. थ्रेट्स फॉर यू, व्हाट इज योर थ्रेट? थ्रेट प्रोबेबली अभी आपके शायद कंफ्यूजन है क्योंकि आपको क्लियर नहीं है अपने गोल, तो शायद ये आपके लिए थ्रेट है। तो आपको किन दो चीजों पे काम करना है? थ्रेट पे काम करना है और वीकनेस पे। जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको अपनी वीकनेस हर जगह ढिंढोरा पीटना है, नहीं, कीप इट टू योरसेल्फ। एंड जब वीकनेस का पता है तो उस पर काम करना बहुत जरूरी है। वीकनेस का मतलब बिल्कुल भी ये नहीं होता कि मुझे पता चल गया बस मैं इसको लेके बैठी हुई हूँ संभाल के। इसको संभालना नहीं है, इस पर काम करना है, इसको इंप्रूव करना है। यू गॉट माय पॉइंट?
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And can I take your name?
Karthike.
Karthike, amazing. All the best, Karthike. Waiting for a few more questions.
मैम सुपर कॉन्शियस स्टेज कौन सी होती है माइंड की, वो आप डिस्कस करना है?
दीक्षा, थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है वो, बिकॉज अभी हमारे पास कॉन्शियस और सबकॉन्शियस, आप लोगों के लिए कॉन्शियस और सबकॉन्शियस की क्लैरिटी होना बहुत जरूरी है। देन कम्स द सुपर कॉन्शियस माइंड। सुपर कॉन्शियस माइंड इज व्हेन यू आर कंप्लीटली इन कंट्रोल ऑफ योरसेल्फ। कोई भी म्यूजिक, कोई भी और आउटसाइड और एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर आपको अफेक्ट नहीं कर सकता उसमें। फिर आपको कोई नहीं हुआ करते थे पुराने टाइम में, दे हैड दैट सुपर कॉन्शियस स्टेट। आज भी बहुत लोगों के हैं, बहुत अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटीज है जिनसे मैं मिलती हूँ और आप लोग भी जानते होंगे।
जैसे मैम, फॉर एग्जांपल मैम,
जैसे नागा बाबा।
नागा बाबा, लाइक सदगुरु।
नागा बाबा की बात कर रहे हो, तुम जानते होगे बेटर। तो और सुपर कॉन्शियस स्टेट बेटा मोमेंटरी भी होता है, जरूरी नहीं कि एक ही स्टेट पे, मोमेंटरी भी होता है कई बार। कुछ इस तरीके से समझ लो, कई बार जब आप बहुत इंटरेस्टेड होते हो पढ़ाई में, बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड होते हो, ज्यादातर जब आप बोर होते हो तो आप कई बार अपने फ्रेंड्स के बारे में सोचते हो, किसी पर्टिकुलर डिश के बारे में सोचते हो, एंड आपका माइंड डिस्ट्रैक्ट होता है। बट व्हेन यू कंप्लीटली इनटू योर स्टडीज, सिर्फ आपको वही लेटर्स समझ में आ रहे हैं, वही लेटर्स बुक में दिखाई दे रहे हैं, दैट इज योर सुपर कॉन्शियस स्टेट। When you are not there, and your mind is not flickering, you are completely into your book. That is your super conscious state, but that is momentary. बहुत कम टाइम के लिए आता है। जब लोग अपने माइंड को कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाते हैं तो वो बहुत कम टाइम के लिए आता है लोगों के पास। तो उसको, ये जो प्रोसेस है, जो प्रोसेस बताया जा रहा था आपसे, उसको थोड़ा सा मोमेंटरी के बजाय लॉन्ग टर्म बनाना ही एकमात्र हमारा गोल है यहाँ पर, राइट?
यस मैम।
थैंक यू दीक्षा, थैंक यू फॉर द क्वेश्चन। More questions? I'm just typing my email ID over here. If anybody wants to ask any question or any query about their lives or their goals, they can just connect to me over here and I would be happy to help you out. Any other questions we have?
मैम,
हाँ जी।
मैम आप कह रहे थे कि आपके पड़ोस से, आप दोस्तों से आप चेंज हो जाते हैं, उससे प्रभाव पड़ता है, आप कैसे हो रहे हैं। लेकिन हम तो ये पढ़ के बड़े हुए ना, संत न छोड़े संत कोटिंग मिले संत, चंदन विष व्यापक नहीं लिपटे रहत भुजंग। हम तो ये पढ़ के बड़े हुए मैम, हमको क्या पता, हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता पड़ोसी क्या कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, हमको कुछ चेंज नहीं होता हमारा माइंड।
फर्क नहीं पड़ता?
नहीं मैम, हम तो, लेकिन मैम हमने तो पहले से यही पढ़ा है ना, संत न छोड़े संत कोटिंग मिले संत, चंदन विष व्यापक नहीं लिपटे रहत भुजंग। और आप आज
क्वेश्चन क्या है?
नहीं, क्वेश्चन ये आप एक रही थी, पड़ोसी से, दोस्तों से, जो एनवायरनमेंट है उससे आपका माइंड सेट हो जाता है।
राइट।
Dharmendra, I think you have a good question, but we have a short of time. So Akanksha, I request you so finalize these within 5 minutes. So
I'll take Dharmendra questions and probably after that we can end.
You can share the mail ID so our students they can share your ideas or questions so we can answer each other.
Superb. Dharmendra, I would just like to say we call it conditioning. What you told us, that is conditioning. अगर आपने थोड़ा सा भी ध्यान से वो deletion, distortion, generalization वाला part किया होता, वहाँ पे देखा होता आपने how we get affected through our values, through our beliefs. काफी सारी चीजें पुराने टाइम में अगर आप जाएंगे तो मुझे याद है मेरी नानी कहा करती थी थर्सडे के दिन don't wash your head, थर्सडे के दिन don't cut your nails. तो these are completely beliefs. पुराने टाइम पे आप जाएंगे तो क्योंकि इसलिए बोला जाता था कि रात में कट करने हैं या चीजें नहीं करनी, बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं हुआ करती थी. सो these are the beliefs that you need to change with time, right? ये आप आपकी कंडीशनिंग जो हुई है बचपन से, जो चीजें आपने देखी है, समझी है, उनको आपको टाइम के साथ चेंज करना होता है. You need to understand what is right and what is wrong. All right. And I have this email ID that I have already shared with you all. You can always pour in your questions, and I'm sure I'll be able to help you out. There's no problem in that. Anyone, any kind of question you have, I'll be helping you out. So I'm an IELTS trainer too. If you are in, but abhi to COVID-19 hai, so nobody's looking for that. So एक story, और छोटी सी story share करूँगी last to end the session. 1666. पता है इस ईयर में क्या हुआ था किसी को? 1666. All right. 1666 is also called Year of Wonders. Year of Wonders. क्यों? क्योंकि उसी साल में बहुत बड़ा पैंडेमिक था. उसी साल में बहुत बड़ा पैंडेमिक था जो पूरे यूरोप में आ चुका था. और कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ते थे हमारे न्यूटन, आइजैक न्यूटन, और उनको उस यूनिवर्सिटी से जाना पड़ा बिकॉज वो इतनी जल्दी स्प्रेड हो रहा था, पूरे यूरोप को ऑलमोस्ट अपने चपेट में ले लिया था उसने. वो एक साल पूरा 2020 भी ईयर ऑफ वंडर्स ही है. कंप्लीटली ईयर ऑफ वंडर्स है 2020. डोंट टेक इट एज अ चैलेंज, टेक इट एज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू. उन्होंने क्या किया, वो एक साल तक अपने घर में रहे और उस एक साल में उन्होंने इतने इन्वेंशंस किए, उनके जर्नल पब्लिश हुए उस एक साल के खत्म होने के बाद. उन्होंने लाइट के बारे में, जो लाइट में अब आप पढ़ते हो, लाइट एक कलर नहीं होता. पहले 1666 से पहले लोग समझते थे कि लाइट कलर की होती है और कुछ नहीं होता लाइट. लेकिन उन्होंने फाइंड आउट किया, उस टाइम पे एंटी की तरह यूज होते थे प्रिज्म्स. सुना होगा आप लोगों ने, साइंस में प्रिज्म्स होते हैं जिसमें जब रे जाती है तो काफी सारे रेनबो फॉर्म में कलर्स आते हैं, दैट वी कॉल एज स्पेक्ट्रम. तो उन्होंने फाइंड आउट किया कि लाइट इज अ स्पेक्ट्रम. लाइट में काफी सारे कलर्स होते हैं, उन्होंने फाइंड आउट किया. उसके अलावा उन्होंने बहुत सारे और इन्वेंशंस किए. और जब वो साल खत्म हुआ, जब वो पैंडेमिक ओवर हुआ, he came up with his journals and got them published. And उस साल को इसीलिए न्यूटन्स ईयर ऑफ वंडर्स बोलते हैं. तो ये साल जो 2020 है, कोविड-19 है, we need to take precautions, we need to be alert, but this is an opportunity for you because आप अपने घर पे बैठे हो, आपके पास, you have ample of time to do research, to understand, to read, to equip yourself. I am completely a non-technical person, believe me. I am not a technical person, though I have so many things in my kitty. I have done a lot of things as a trainer, but not a technical person. I built my website in this year of wonder. I did my digital marketing campaign at my own in this year of wonder. So that's what mind is. You need to understand every challenge is an opportunity for you. Virtual के लिए I was little skeptical, पता नहीं नेटवर्क काम करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, but now आज मेरे सुबह से लेके शाम तक I have 5 webinars. और शायद अगर ये वर्चुअल सिस्टम मैंने अडेप्ट नहीं किया होता तो फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग सी हो रही, तो मैं क्योंकि बॉडी आपकी साथ नहीं देती, एक लिमिटेशन होती है बॉडी की, यू गेट टायर्ड. तो शायद मैं 2 ट्रेनिंग सेशंस कर पाती, बट नाउ ओवर हियर सिटिंग एट होम आई हैव एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम एंड आई कैन डू 5 वेबिनार्स रेगुलरली. यू अंडरस्टैंड माय पॉइंट? सो टेक एवरीथिंग एज द अपॉर्चुनिटी. नो, जब हम नो बोलते हैं ना, नो नहीं है, नो है नेक्स्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी. So I am done with my sessions. If you have any question, you can connect to me at my email ID and I will get back to you with the superb answers with you all and real-time implementation of few techniques by me.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Kansha ma'am. Please.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kansha ma'am, for taking out time from your busy schedule. It's been a very interactive, beneficial, and very, very energetic session. And hope we all will be able to train our minds accordingly to achieve our goals. Thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you all of you for being a part of this wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm honored to be here and I congratulate all the faculties of Galgotia University, and all the best to each and every student over here, because you have that potential in you. Believe me, you have that potential, and जो आपने सोचा है वो definitely पूरा होगा. बस उसको यहाँ से निकलने मत दो, flicker मत होने दो mind को.
Sure, sure.
Achieve whatever you want. All the
Seriously.
best, all of you. Love you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Akansha ma'am, thank you so much for coming here, for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now, I would like to request our next delegate, Dr. Sachin Chaudhary. So, we have a, sorry sir, we have a quite late.
It's okay, no problem, Dr. Anit. It's okay.
So, now I request to our colleague, Dr. Sweta Sharma, to come and introduce by our few words about Dr. Sachin Chaudhary. Please, Dr. Sharma, please join us.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue with the session. May I invite our next speaker, Dr. Sachin Chaudhary. Currently, he is working at University of Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. His research interest areas are drug design and discovery, drug synthesis, for phytochemical screening and biological investigation. He has published many articles in reputed national and international journals. He has completed many research projects successfully. Today, he is going to share his views on the topic, how to write and publish article in a good impact factor journal. So now may I invite sir, please deliver your session. Please, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for the welcome message. Without wasting the time, I think I should start sharing my slides.
Yes.
So this is my session. I will be discussing with everyone today about how to design and write a research article. You can write even a review article as well for publication in a good impact factor journal. And my name is Dr. Sachin. I'm working in University of Sharjah, Department of Medicinal Chemistry, UAE. Here is the first slide. Let us start in this way. Personally, I believe that to get to know, to discover, and to publish is the destiny of a scientist. If you are a scientist, if you are a researcher, your destiny is to discover, to invent something.
Sachin sir, sorry. Sir, can you enlarge this slide? Sachin sir, can you enlarge this slide? Okay,
it's okay. It's okay
yes,
now.
sir. It's quite small. Okay, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That is okay.
Okay. No problem. It's okay.
Thank you,
Next, my opinion is there is no way to get experience except through experience. If you are having some failure in doing a research, don't take it in a negative way, rather take it in a positive way. Try to learn from your mistakes, and your mistakes will enrich you with so much of experience. And I strongly believe that after taking that experience, you would be able to get your research into a right track, and I'm sure you would be able to get a very nice publication in a good impact factor journal. This is something, as you can see here in this image, there is a professor or a researcher, you can say, sitting out there on a table, and the colleagues who are with them, they are discussing something about their research, how to get publish their research. So it's something about publish or perish. That means if you have worked in a lab, if you are doing some research in a lab, and you are not able to publish that research in a very good journal, which I strongly think that you should do it, it means that you are not giving a right track to your research, and you are perishing your research or your invention. Okay, here is, there are 3 questions in this slide. So the question number 1 is, how many of you have published a research paper? I can expect, yes, there are so many people who are attending this webinar today. They will say, yes, we have got a good number of research publications that have been published. Next question is, how many of you had a paper accepted in this period of COVID-19? Because I know everyone is working from home, and I think in order to utilize the time,
you can utilize this time by writing a research article if you have your research data available at your home or premises. If you don't have it, you can write a review article, which you can just do it at your home. So the question here is, how many of you have had a paper accepted? I can say, yeah, there can be some people which can say, yes, we have got two, at least two, I think. They will say there are 2 papers that have been published in this era of pandemic, which is a good number. I personally believe that. The next question is, how many of you have had a paper rejected? This is something which makes you feel depressed and even, I think, sad when you got a paper which have been rejected by a publication house or a journal. But again, I will repeat my words, saying that don't depress yourself. Try to submit your research in a different journal, except that who has rejected your manuscript. And I will quote one good example here. Last year in 2018, I submitted a research paper in a journal called as Medicinal Chemistry Research. I was very confident about that research. It includes anti-cancer derivatives and anti-cancer biological studies. I was thinking that the editorial board will for sure will accept this publication, will accept this research. But after 1 month, I got a mail from the editor-in-chief saying that we are extremely sorry that your paper has been rejected. And they gave me so many comments why they have rejected. So one of the comments was, the editor told me that if you are able to do scan microscopical investigation of your derivatives, then we can accept your publication. So what I did was, I did that research. I added that part in my publication, and fortunately it got published. So this is something which I want to add here. Let us come to the point now. Here, this is a flow chart of research article publication, how the process of a research actually initiated when you are doing a research. So when you have completed your research, the second step is submission of a manuscript to the journal. You have to submit your manuscript in a publication house, or you can say a journal. After submission of the manuscript, the next step comes out to be decision. Now the journal is ready to take the decision. In the decision, you will have 2 options, as you know very well. Either the journal will say that you have to revise your publication. I mean, you have to revise your manuscript. It's not a publication, I'm sorry for that. It's a manuscript. So editor will say either you have to revise your manuscript, or the editor will say that your manuscript have been rejected. So once it is rejected, it means you have to again go back and complete your research, because if it has been rejected by the editor, for sure the editor must have mentioned the comments saying that why this have been rejected. Maybe the editor wants you to do some more investigation, which he feels that is more relevant to your research. So you have to again go back and complete your research. Next point, if the editor is saying that you have to revise your manuscript, maybe there are some grammatical mistakes, maybe the tables, legends, and the figures are not aligned properly. There can be a lots of reasons. I will discuss one on one in my slides today. After revision, again, there is an option for you that you can resubmit your manuscript. Again, there will be a re-review of your manuscript. And again, either it will be rejected. If it is rejected, you have to again complete your research. You have to add some more investigations in your manuscript. Or if it is accepted, wow, you have a publication that is ready, and you will feel really very, very confident in your life. Next slide is, let us discuss the sections of a research article. How many sections are there in a research article? So the first section is the title of your research. The second section is authors or co-authors, name and affiliations. Next is abstract and keywords, followed by introduction, material and methods, results, discussion. In some journals, they combine result and discussion as a one tool, but it's okay. Some of the journals, they use result as a different section and discussion as a different section in a manuscript, followed by conclusion, conflict of interest, acknowledgements, and references. So I think these are all the sections that that combine or that compile your complete research paper. So I will talk about them. Let us discuss this thing now. Here, how to start the best journal, how to select the best journal for publishing your research paper. If you have a research, the first important point I strongly believe is you should first give some time to select the best journal which is accepting your research, which you think that this journal can accept your research manuscript. In this, there are 5 points which I would like to focus here. Point number 1 is the selection of a journal depends on the quality of your research. If you think the quality of your research is very high, I strongly believe that you should go and select a journal that has a very high impact factor. Even you can go for Nature, which is the highest impact factor journal in the world. If no, you can select a journal which you feel is relevant to your research. It should be completely relevant to your research and your research field. After that, the second point is the selection of the journal must be done thoroughly and calmly. You should give a proper time. You should do some proper homework before selecting a best journal that is ready to accept your publication. I think most of the people around the globe, they don't care about this. They just, if you have a research, they just want to submit a research in any journal, which I think is not to that mark. Rather, I believe that you should give some time to select the best journal which can accept your publication, or which can accept your manuscript. Sorry. Again, the third point. This is the third point is very important. I strongly believe that you should use SJR. This is SciMago Journal and Country Rank. I have mentioned the website link of this SJR. This SJR is a website that will help you in finding the best journal, that will help you in finding a journal according to your research interest, according to your research description, according to your research quality. So just go to this website. You can try and you can find a best journal which is able to accept your manuscript. The second thing over here is Scopus. This is very important. If I talk about international reputation of so many universities, most of the universities internationally, they accept those publications that are indexed in Scopus. That means that are continued in the Scopus. That means they are indexed in the Scopus. I have seen so many research which have been published by the researchers, but these journals are not even indexed in the Scopus, which I think is not going to give a good impact on your research to which you have given so much of time. Believe me, it takes like even one complete year, even more than one complete year, it takes for a researcher to get a good research. So I think we should give a proper time, we should do a proper homework while selecting a best journal that can accept a manuscript. After that, you should select at least 2 and 3 journals. After doing this homework, you should have at least 2 or 3 journals in your mind. After that, you have to compare them. How you can compare them? You should compare their site score ranking. You should compare their category. For example, if you are doing a research in a field of cancer, then you have to select a journal that is good enough and reputed journal that covers all the research in the field of cancer. If you are doing a research, for example, in a field of pharmacognosy, I think you should select a category of a journal that is reputed enough to publish those research which are related to the pharmacognosy field. This is very, very important. Now, after selecting, after comparing the journals, you are ready to select the best journal according to you, which can accept your publication. What you have to do in the next step is you have to read the instructions to author, ITA. You have to read thoroughly, prepare your mind, how you can design your research after reading and after drawing a background in your mind about the instruction to author given for a specific journal. So this is done. Next step is writing a research article in what chronology. If I am having a research data and I want to publish my research data, the first question, if you are a beginner, first question comes to your mind is, from which section I should start writing my research manuscript or research article. So according to my experience, I would say that start writing from materials and methods. Don't start writing from the title. Don't start writing from introduction. Don't start writing from keywords. No, I strongly believe that you should start writing from materials and method. Why? Because on the basis of material methods, you can easily write your results. You can easily write your discussion. You can easily write your conclusion. And material methods is the very crucial, very impressive part of a manuscript. If your manuscript will go to a reviewer, the first thing a reviewer will do is the reviewer will look at your way of writing and designing material methods. This is the first thing that a reviewer will do it. After that, he will look at your introduction, he will look at your abstract and so many things. So this is important point which I think that we should start writing from material methods. After doing that, the next thing is you should write your introduction. After writing material methods, you should write results, you should write conclusion, and then you should go back and write the introduction of your manuscript, followed by discussion. Then you should write and again focus on making the conclusion of your manuscript and drafting the conclusion of your manuscript in a good way, followed by acknowledgement and references. So this is the way I believe is good enough to help you out in designing a research article or a research manuscript. Finally, in the last, you should write abstract. Finally, in the last, you should write abstract, keywords, title, name, and affiliations. And after doing all these things, you will be able to get a good manuscript that is ready to be accepted or to be submitted in a research journal. Let us discuss how to write material and methods. The first point over here is the material method should be detailed enough and easily repeatable by other researchers. You should write it in a complete detail. You should provide each and specific detail while writing this section of your manuscript. Use published methods wherever is appropriate. For example, if you are doing a pharmacological research, pharmacological study, for example, you are doing a animal study and you have taken the brain of a mice. So you should it's appropriate that you should mention which technique you have used to extract the brain, from which research you got trained enough that you are capable of taking a brain of a mice. So if it is okay, I think we should use a published method wherever it is appropriate. The next point is include animal or human approval information. If you are doing a study on animal, if you are doing a clinical trials on human, then you have to include complete information about their approval process and their protocols. After that, you should use descriptive subheadings. In material methods, you should write so many subheadings, which are very, very important while writing a very good research article. The next is results. After writing material methods, you should try to focus on writing the results. How can I write a good results? First is collect and insert all important data and analysis. You should have you should have your data, which is very important, and you should insert the data in a very specific way. You should write it in a designated place that needs to be inserted in this section. After that, draft systematic tables and figures in a manuscript. You should draft a very simple and very nice informative tables and figures that are very essential for your research that needs to be published. After that, tables and figures must be straightforward and concise. Don't just put anything, whatever you want. No, it should be very precise. It should be straightforward, and it should be very simple, so that if it went to a reviewer or to an editor, they can understand what you want to reveal in your research. After that, avoid data repetition in table and figures. I have seen so many research articles because I'm a reviewer of so many journals. I have seen that most of the researchers, they usually repeat the data, what they have incorporated in the table and figure. They just copy and paste this data directly in the result section, which is not acceptable at all. And this is the major cause of getting a research rejected and making that researcher depressive about that research. After that, present main findings referring to the tables and figures. Whatever are the findings in your research, you should put them in this result section, and they should match with the information incorporated in the table and figures. They should match everything. After that, mention the table number and figure number in the text. If you are writing some information in the result section and the information is relevant to the information given in the table, so while writing a text about that information, you should write the table number as well as the figure number, because it makes the reviewer who is reading your research comfortable in making the things understandable and in making the things clear in the mind about your research. After that, you should organize your results section so that they follow a logical sequence. I have seen in so many research manuscript, there is no logical sequence. The researchers, they just want to put whatever they want in any section. There is no chronology, there is no sequence at all, which I strongly feel that is the major cause of getting their manuscript rejected by good journals. Next part is how to write a good discussion section of a manuscript. So the first paragraph of the discussion should give a brief overview of the main findings of the research. In the first paragraph, you should give a very nice, informative overview of the findings that you got in your research while doing the research. After that, relate your discussion to the existing knowledge and discuss how your data compare or contrast with the previous results. You should write something which should be very catchy for a reviewer that you should write so many points which I feel that makes the reviewer catchy, makes the reviewer to explore what is new in your research. And it's very, very important nowadays, because so many reviewers used to comment that there is nothing new in your research. That's why there is um, no way to get this article published. So this is very, very important. While we should keep this point in mind while writing the discussion section. Don't repeat results, please. Don't repeat the results. What have you written in the result section? Don't repeat them. Rather, try to design your own discussion. Don't get the information from any other research. I think you should write your discussion in your own way by yourself. And the final paragraph of the discussion must include the predictions for the future perspective of your research. This is very important. In the last paragraph of the discussion, you should write something about the future aspect, something about the future perspective of your research, so that when your research gets published, if someone wants to read or go through your research, he can explore new idea from your research. So you should write something about the future perspective of your research. This is again very, very important. Moving to the introduction now. So we have done material methods, we have done results, discussion, conclusion. After that, we have to start writing the introduction, which is again a very important part of a research manuscript. The first paragraph here is very crucial. Why? Because it catches the attention of the editor-in-chief or a reviewer. If I am a reviewer, what should I do is, after reading your material method, result, and discussion, what I want is, I want you that your introduction part, especially the first paragraph, should be very catchy, should be very attentive for me, so that I should start taking interest in reading your research, for example. After that, you should provide a brief background of your study in 2 and 3 paragraphs. You should write down something which is relevant to the background of your research in 2 and 3 paragraphs in your introduction. After that, convey strongly why the present study is important or necessary. This is a very important thing that you should focus, that we all should focus in the introduction part, that you should present and convey a strong message about your present study, why your study or research is important. After that, state a hypothesis like aim of your study in the last paragraph. What is the aim and issues that are being addressed in the current work that you have done in your research. So if you will compile all these points in an introduction part of your manuscript, I am sure you will get a very nice introduction that will be very informative and catchy for an editor or a reviewer. After that, the conclusion. In conclusion part, we should include major findings, as I have discussed, followed by brief discussion on the future aspect of your result, or you can say your research. The perspectives or application of the present work to the discipline. What is the perspective of this research? What is the application of your research in different disciplines, in different research fields? The important point over here I would like to say is, please don't rewrite the abstract here. I have seen in so many manuscripts that most of the researchers, they try to rewrite what they have written in the abstract part in the conclusion. No, it's not in that way. It's not going to work in that way. I mean, rather, I strongly motivate, I strongly believe that conclusion part is the part of a research article or a research manuscript, which should be written by a research person by himself or herself. After that, the references. Again, this is very important. Try to put relevant and recent references in your manuscript. Nowadays, most of the journals, they when they analyze your references, they used to say that please put some recent publications that are relevant to your research. So this is very important point. After that is representation of each significant year. You should try to specify the year of the reference you are citing in your research manuscript. After that, check the accuracy of all the citations. This is very important. You should cross-check the citation of the references, the validity of the references. You are incorporating them in your reference section. After that, the style vary for different journals. There are so many journals who have a different style of writing the references in their instruction to author section. So there is a very good software that is available called as EndNotes. I strongly recommend the researchers to use this software. It will save you lots of time, especially when you are writing a review article, because in a review article there is no limit of adding references. It can go up to 100 or even more than 100. So it's very difficult to organize all the 100 references in your manuscript. So it's better to use EndNote software. It will save your time. It will minimize so many errors, by the way. After that, you should write DOI. So DOI is digital object identifier of the references if it is being required by the journal. So many journals, they want you to write DOI of the references you are citing in your manuscript. So we should take care about this point. Next is acknowledgement. This is not that much important, but this is crucial. In acknowledgement, we should remember to thank the funding agency, mention the funding project, mention the funding project details, mention the names. You should thank the colleagues or the scientists who have given you guidance or who have given you assistance while accomplishing your research project. This is what you can write down in acknowledgement section. After that, I'll go and discuss to abstract part. In abstract part, first couple of sentences should focus this study. In first couple of sentences, when you start writing the abstract, you should focus on your study, what you have done in your research. Try to write some sentences that focus your research, followed by main objective of your research, followed by the most important results, your outcome of the research. What are your results that you got in your research? For example, if you are doing a research on anti-diabetic activity, so you should write down that my derivatives or this extract from a plant is very essential in decreasing the elevated level of glucose in animals. So this is very important. You should write your results in this abstract section, followed by write and rewrite until flawless. If you think while writing an abstract, if you think no, it's not that much accurate, it's not that much good enough, you can rewrite it again unless you feel now it is designed in a good way. So the important point over here is keep it simple and informative. The important part of the abstract is you should keep your abstract as simple as that and try to keep it informative, which is very important. Next is writing a title. So you should compose the title of your research in a very simple, attractive, and accurately reflects the research. You should design the title which should be very, very simple, which should be attractive, and it should completely reflect the research. You should write a title that will catch the eye of the reviewer or an editor that yes, this is something something new I got about this research. So if this point comes to the mind of a reviewer, for sure he or she will take an interest in reading your manuscript. After that, you should provide a big picture about your work. In title, try to give a big picture about your work. Nowadays, I have seen that so many journals, they started, uh, they want to write a graphical abstract. This is a new thing. Most of the journals used to say that while submitting your manuscript, you have to submit a graphical abstract of your research. Why? Because if you submit a very good graphical abstract of your research, for sure it gives a big picture. It makes the reviewer and editor to understand your research quickly, and it will gain. They will gain interest if it is very catchy and very informative. Next, I would like to say that revise, revise, and revise. This is the only solution to get a good publication. So after designing your publication, when you think it's ready to be submitted on a journal site, you should look for a typological error. You should look for a grammatical error, if any. Check the figures versus the text. Check the references versus the text. Check the figures legends. Check the order of the data presentation and double check the references again, and check all authors have participated equally in drafting the manuscript. It's not like just one person is writing a manuscript and the rest of the people, they just want their name to be added. No, I think each one author as well as the co-author in a research article should work hard in drafting, should give their efforts in drafting a nice manuscript. After that, edit a paper after printing it out and read it. Once you think your paper is ready according to you, just print it out, read it again, because sometimes there are so many things which we usually missed while reading a manuscript in a Word file in your laptop. And if you take a printout and read it in a hard copy, for sure, you will be able to get some minor mistakes which are common while writing a research article or a research manuscript. After that, modify the writing style whenever necessary. Feel free to modify the writing style. After that, in the last, avoid plagiarism. Use so many softwares that are available like Turnitin and Orkun to minimize the plagiarism issues, because the good journals, for sure, the first point is when you will submit your manuscript to them, they will check the plagiarism of your manuscript. And if the plagiarism is more than like 13 to 20%, for sure, they will reject your manuscript. So it's better to do it at your own part before submitting the manuscript. This is very important point. This is, I think, my last slide. I strongly believe that a good published research paper can amplify, can reinforce the performance and image in your professional life. I strongly believe that if you got a very good research paper published, for sure, your image, your confidence will be to an extreme level, and for sure it will help you to boost your professional life in your research as well. So I think this is I'm done with my session. Thank you so much. And now I can invite for the question answer sessions. I'm ready for the questions.
Thank you so much, sir, for an enlightening presentation on the right way to design an article for publishing in good impact factor journal. We have some questions here, sir. Sir, one question is how we can get this EndNote software?
Frankly speaking, actually in my University of Sharjah, the software is available in the library for the researchers as well as for the students. So this EndNote software, you have to either purchase at your own efforts, or you can ask your university that they can purchase this software. It's not available as free of cost. I'm sorry for this, but the only way is we have to purchase this. But it is
Okay,
very,
sir.
very, very interesting software. It will save you lots of time, and it will also minimize the errors that are very common while drafting the references in the reference section.
One more question, sir.
Yes.
Is any impact of author name and affiliation to publish a paper in reputed journal?
Again, ma'am?
Is any impact of author name and affiliation to publish a paper in reputed journal?
No, I don't think so, ma'am.
Name, yeah.
And the name of, you mean the name of the
Author
research
name and affiliation.
author's name is simple. It's just the name of the authors and co-authors. Affiliation is the name of the university or organization or institution where you have done your research. So I don't think that if your research is good, it will it will it will have a good impact. No, if you are working anywhere in the world, and if your research is good enough, for sure every journal is going to accept your publication.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions?
Yes, Shweta ma'am, I have just posted one question. Please read out.
Okay.
Yeah. This EndNote need full paper availability. The question is, this EndNote need full paper availability?
No, this EndNote does not need full paper availability. What I am doing is I'm using SciFinder, sorry, and I am getting the references from any paper which I feel is relevant to my research. You can use Scopus as well. In Scopus, just write anything about your research. You will find so many research papers. What we can do is from that research papers, just copy the copy the references in the EndNote, and after copying and pasting the references in the EndNote, EndNote will ask you, you want to set or organize the references according to which technique. For example, Vancouver technique. There are so many journals who accept Vancouver. So you have to just click Vancouver. So what the software will do is the software will automatically organize all the references by itself in Vancouver style. Even if the number of references are 100, it will do it just in a click of movement. So it will save a lots of time, and there are no errors in organizing and arranging the references by EndNote. And this is the beauty of this software.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more question is how to select any journal for publication?
Okay, how to select any journal for publication? Actually, selection of a journal for a publication, it directly just depends on your research. If you are, for example, doing a research on diabetes, what I recommend is go and select some journals which are good enough and that are like relevant to diabetes only. Don't just publish your research in any journal. You should look, first of all, you should look about the journal, its description, its area of interest, in which area they are accepting more and more publications. For example, diabetes in developing countries, it is a good journal which is indexed in Springer as well as in Scopus. So if you have a research which is on diabetes, go and look for this journal that I told you. Actually, frankly speaking, the selection of a journal directly proportional to your research. It is just a way around. If your research is in the field of diabetes, you should go and select a journal who are accepting diabetic research. That's it.
Sir, is there any tool by which we can select a particular journal for our research publication?
Yes, I told them in my lecture, in my slides. There are two tools. First is SJR, and the second one is Scopus.
So, yes. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Ma'am, I think there is some more questions. Shweta madam?
Yes, sir.
Shweta ma'am? Yes, I
Yes,
think
sir.
there is some more questions. Yes, sir, there is some more question chat box. Please see.
Sir, one.
I can.
From Sanjay
Yes,
Gupta.
yes, please.
Yes, sir. So there are a number of rated journals. So how we can decide to which journal we can submit, because sometimes research is good, but the publication is of low impact. In journal is of low impact.
Yes, I do agree. There are so many journals available,
yes, sir.
And they are countless, by the way, nowadays. So how can you decide to which journal we can submit our research? This is a good question. Actually, what you can do is try to select at least 4 or 5 best journals which you think can accept your research. After doing that, what you can do is go to the Scopus, search about these journals, and have a comparison between all these journals. Let us say you have selected 4 best journals. Now you should go to the Scopus, type all these 4 journals in a Scopus, and in a Scopus there is an option comes out there which says if you want to compare about the journals, just click that option. You will get a graph, you will get the comparison graph about all these 4 journals, depending on their citation, depending on their Scopus coverage, depending on their impact factor, depending on the H index. So after doing that comparison, I think you would be able to select the best out of these 4.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other question, please? So thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I would like to thank you as well, and Dr. Shweta. I would like to thank Dr. Niranjan and even Dr. Sharma for inviting me on this webinar. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Dr.